Hello everybody and welcome back to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. We are at Skyline High School. I'm Nick Wisniewski, soon to be joined by Kevin the Mayor Bryant. And as mentioned, Skyline High School will be taking on their gridiron opponents, the Pioneer Pioneers. Now, both of these teams are going through a little bit of a rebuild. First-year head coaches on both sidelines, but that doesn't mean that they are without talent. Both squads have a lot to play for here tonight. And both teams are looking to end some losing streaks. So they're both looking across the field at each other thinking this is going to be our chance. This is going to be our chance. This is going to be a great game. Stick around for us. Kickoff is coming right up.
And welcome to the Eagles Nest. This is Kevin Bryant joining Nick Wisniewski in the booth. I think I tried. I hit it.
Nailed it.
Man, I nailed it on the first try tonight. It's been only 8 years, and so I'm very proud of myself. And it looks like we're just ready for the kickoff between these two teams. Pioneer being their visiting white jerseys, kicking off be number 31 for the Eagles, and back deep it is going to be number 20, and I'm going to say number 2 on the other side over there. They're on the far side. Kickoff is off, and it's right through the hands of 26. He scoops it up about the 12-yard line. He'll take it back over the 26-yard line. That's where the Pioneers, Holmes, actually the returner. And now the Pioneers will come out on offense first. The Eagles actually, Nick, won the toss, but they deferred to the second half.
Yeah, why not? You know, you're the home team. You're going to be feeling good about your crowd support here this evening. We've got a whiteout in effect here at the Eagles Nest. So they'd like to hopefully get an early stop and then get that strategic second half kickoff.
We'll try to get the names of the entire offense out there. Now it's led by number 7, Kalen Wong. Going to be the center as Pioneer starts out in a spread formation. Brasso in the backfield. He'll get the handoff. And it only looks like he'll pick up about 3, almost 4 on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, just some easy north and south run to get things going here from the Pioneers for Sam Bonasso. You mentioned Kalen Wong. We saw a lot of him last week. We saw a lot of him running for his life.
Yeah,
last week against Huron.
That Huron defense was incredible. They just came at you in waves, and it didn't matter if it was Bruce Williams or Edmondson. I mean, Wong is probably still tired from last week.
Well, here's something that we also we're going to see a lot from the Pioneers is almost no huddle. Wong does most of his adjustments at the line. You'll see him looking a lot to the sidelines and talking to his receivers out underneath center.
And another good run there. It's going to be by Brasso. He's going to go out of bounds about the 42-yard line. So it looks like about a 6-yard, 7-yard pickup on the play, Nick.
Right you are. And here comes Sam Bonasso about to get that handoff, a little off tackle over to the left. It was a great job by Bonasso to notice that there was no hole directly in front of him. Shuffled a little bit to his left, went to the outside, and picked up that first down.
Nice to see that Pioneers starting off without the penalties they started off with last week. After opening kickoff, they came onto the field on the delay game penalty. So Long now sets the play, 1st and 10 from the 42. Long's going to do a keeper to his right. Breaks one tackle. Has some room. Goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line of the Eagles.
Really great heads-up play there by Wong. The old RPO, the run-pass option. He took that step to the left, looked around, and decided to go outside. Had a little bit of blocking in front of him, but really just great misdirection by the Pioneers. Just had the Eagles a little bit confused, and that got him just past the 50-yard line.
It was a good job there reading Adrian Johnson, the defensive end for Skyline, just came into the play and kept the ball long, and now we have a different person in the backfield. That's actually going to be number 12. It looks like Farha, and he's the athlete on the squad, so you'll see him in the Wildcat.
Right, you are, Malik Farha. Coach Griggs has a lot of nice things to say about him. Here you said, just like you said, right from the Wildcat, assesses the situation, a little stutter step to get outside once again, and don't look now, but the Pioneers have got themselves a nice little opening drive.
This is the way things that Coach Griggs would love to keep things going this week. So actually, it's going to be a 2nd and 3 from just the 40-yard line for Wong. Rosso now to the left. Wong on his first pass of the day. It's going to go deep. He's got a man open. Caught. In for the touchdown, Farha. And that's 40-yard touchdown pass from Wong to Farha, and you said it, Nick, just before that play. That's the type of drive that Coach Griggs has been dreaming of.
100%. You see Wong does a really nice job of getting out of that pocket, gets himself a little bit of extra time with that sidestep, throws a bullet, just a dart down there to Farha. Farha gets the reception, turns, and he's into the promised land.
Right in stride. Yep. That was a nice play, nice pass, and now in for the extra point. For the Pioneers, can be number 22, and that's now we got a little trickeration going on here. Maybe they're going for 2, because you still have Wong out there as the holder, and he's going to go to a knee, and he does some of the punting duties as well. We were talking about, Nick. So Wong is actually a skilled athlete out there, trusted with a lot of duties.
Yeah, that's the beauty of having your quarterback also be your holder, possibly your kicker. He did a few punts last week. But at the end of the day, that is an extra point after for the Pioneers, and they're up 7-0 early on.
Jing with that extra point for the Pioneers. 10:40 on the clock in our first period, as the Eagles look to get possession of, for the first time, their subs.
And yeah, very efficient drive for the Pioneers. Really nice job of running the ball, really nice job of Wong, whether he's keeping it or hucking that 40-yarder down to Farha, excuse me. Just a great start for them. And, you know, when you've got a team that's young like the Pioneers, you're talking about any little things that are going to build your program and build the confidence, and scoring on your opening drive against a crosstown rival, that's going to do it for you.
You only have 4 starters on offense and defense that are seniors, so for Coach Griggs' staff, a lot to build with for the next couple of years. And now into kickoff for the Pioneers, and that is Jing again. Back deep to receive it. Looks like that'll be number 4 for the Eagles. Right up the middle. He has a burst. He has some room. He could take it to the house. All the way. That's going to be Ish.
And just like that, the tables have turned. Ismail Abdul Aziz gets that, turned the corner, and he was gone.
Man, Abdul Aziz, it looks like that was about a 92-yard return. We'll see on the replay there, but wow, this is something we didn't expect, this type of scoring, when you have 2 teams that haven't won yet, Nick.
No, I mean, it goes both ways. There's inexperience on both ends of the ball, tackling, throwing, whatever it might be. But yeah, that was some really nice blocking up front for the Eagles, and Aziz very happy. Here he is right now, just like you said, just inside the 10. That's a solid 91-yard return. He broke that tackle there, and after that, he just turned him on, and there was nothing the Pioneers could do. Nobody even within 5 yards of him after he got through that.
And that was a great blocking, really, by the return team. You want to say that there was a hole that a bus could have went through, and that ties the game up 7 apiece with 10-11 here in the first quarter.
And that extra point did go through while we were watching that replay. So yes, 7-7. Still 10 minutes to go here in this first quarter. And this is fun. It's good to see athletes being successful. It's good to see these young kids playing hard and being rewarded for their efforts.
Yeah, it's nice to have a great night like now. It's just I think it's just under 80 degrees out. Calm breeze, perfect football weather, and a perfect game to have some early scoring.
Yeah, right you are. It is unseasonably warm out here this Friday evening, so the conditioning of both of these teams is going to come into play and make sure everybody's hydrated. You don't want to get in those Charlie horses or muscle cramp ups.
And picked up there by Farha. He's going to be taken down at the 32-yard line where the Pioneers will begin their drive. Yeah, it's kind of tricky this time of the year with the weather because it'll start off, Nick, where it's kind of warm, and then by the end of the game, you're looking for a blanket.
Yeah, once that sun goes down, it's a totally different ballgame.
Well, it's perfect fire pit weather, man. I mean, get in the backyard. Do the grill keep going on? Man, I'm getting hungry. All right, Pioneers with the drive. They'll start off with the handoff to Brasso. Banasa. Calling the guys wrong. Banasa with the run, a 1 yard carry on there. Maybe they'll give him 2. Takes it over to the left side there, and he was picking his way through that traffic, Nick, and just got stuffed up.
Well, but that was almost the exact same play that they started their last drive with. Just trying to get it up the middle, establish that line, establish that run, and that's going to give Wong here, who's going to look to the sideline, talk to his receivers, and see what's available to him.
Wong now with motion. Run up the middle again. No room there as the Eagles bottle that play up. Looks like Fry came in from the back on the linebacker position, Thomas Fry, to clean that play up. Gotta love the announcer here at Skyline, Nick. His name's Nick as well, too. He does an awesome job. He really sets the scene.
Excitement, right? Like you can't be back there just sitting on a chair and sitting back sipping your beverage. You've got to get into it. You've got to lean into it and keep the excitement going for everybody.
First penalty of the night, and maybe on the
so after that penalty, we'll take a look here for our upcoming fall sports coverage. Our upcoming fall sports schedule will be Dexter Pioneer next week.
We're going back in time. We're going back in time to do that here on Game Again. I love the result, so let's do it again.
Always better the second time around, right?
Oh, yeah. Rothenberg with an empty set now. And now a jump by the Eagles. And hard count there. Working to perfection.
Well, that's one of the things Coach Griggs does talk about Wong, is he is really sharp. In general, he said he loves the way that he takes control of things, and part of that could just be looking across the line and seeing how anxious those defenders are.
So now it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 46 for the Pioneers. 8:34 remaining in the first period. Eagles really stuffing that line with only one linebacker, Fry, off the ball. He'll drop back. Wong will roll to his right. He'll just throw it away. Live to play another down.
Yeah, he was out of that tackle box. He was out of that pocket, but yeah, didn't really seem to be going towards anybody, even in the general direction of anybody. But you called it. Fry pulled back into that defensive back positioning, and nothing happening up the middle. And great coverage by the Eagle defenders.
Yeah, and they're playing a man defense back there, so Wong really has to go through his progressions to look for his receiver 1 open, receiver 2. And smartly, just like you mentioned before in the last play, he's nothing there. Let's throw this ball away. And that's a junior quarterback, so he's going to be in the saddle for many games for Coach Griggs. Now Jennings, it looks like, it's actually still going to be 26 on the carry. Devontae Holmes, we didn't see too much of Devontae Holmes last week.
No, we sure didn't, but he's making a name for himself. Back on the kick returns, getting a few different handoffs. And yeah, he can pick up a nice chunk of 4 yards there on that play.
Bringing up 3rd and about 6, right at midfield. Wong now takes a peek over to the sideline to get the actual play call. Relay that over to his receivers. Snap, he'll take a look to his left. Quick flick over to Farha. Not enough for the first down. He'll pick up about 3 on the play, though.
Yeah, Farha thought he had daylight for a moment there, but one hand on him defensively, and then a couple of other Eagles came in, swarmed him, dragged him down. Good team defensive tackle. You see Juan dialed into Farha. He wasn't looking or thinking about anybody else.
Yeah, 23 had him on, and then number 7, Mitchell, finished him off on the play there. Like you said, Bukowski was the first one coming up on the play, and now it looks like the Pioneers will line up for a punt from the 47-yard line. Brabs, it'll be a fake punt now. Right up the middle, direct snap, and looks like they'll have enough for the first down, Nick.
Great play. Just a really great play. Why not? Why not give that a try? A little trickeration, especially at that point in the game, especially at this point in where the field positioning is. Just a really nice play, smart option there for the Pioneers. They pick up the first down and they keep this thing moving.
Yeah, it's a good run there, right up the gut, and that's where the Pioneers have been successful on the ground, not really to the edge. But Bonasso has been very well at just churning up yards north and south.
And the Pioneers had some issues with their punt team last week, so why not just go for it?
Bonasso will take that from Farha, and that'll be a no gain on the play.
You know, in speaking with Coach Griggs this week, he said we're going to try some fun stuff this week. You're going to see some different things out of us, and so far, in the first 6 minutes, I can say that is accurate. We are seeing some different looks. We are seeing some different fun things, and we're seeing results now, which is the good thing.
And it may be even a result of the practice, because we're seeing some different numbers out there on the field than we saw last week as well. So now Wong takes in the sideline call as he lines up for a 2nd and 11. Ball on the 43-yard line. Motion on the play by Brabs. Open deep look over the middle. Farhart, he pulls another one in.
Just a spectacular up and grab by Farha. Got up, got it into his breadbasket, brought it down, and still grabbed a nice chunk of yards after that catch.
Probably going to be about a 37-yard grab result on that reception.
Nice toss by Wong there. Took a lick for his efforts there, but got it to his man, and Farha made that happen.
But now so take the quick pitch to the left, brought down quickly by number 51 for the Eagles. Tyrone King on a tackle coming across the line there. And this is where the Eagles are really going to have to shore up. You really don't want to have the success of 2 consecutive drives finishing off in touchdowns.
No, and especially when you've got the dual threat like Wong out there. I mean, he could give a nice little toss to a slot receiver, or he could assess the situation and just turn and burn.
And check out his legs, too, because he's a dual threat. But now so in the backfield, he'll take the handoff up the middle. Looks like about a 4-yard gain, 5-yard gain to the 5-yard line. Second and goal. Actually, is that right? Yeah, third goal.
And it really feels like the Pioneers are exploiting that interior defense of the Eagles right now. It feels like they've found something that they can take advantage of, and they're just going to keep hammering it until it doesn't work any longer.
Yeah, Milo Simpson was the center last week and got injured. He's out of the game. Right now it's number 52 number 56 is actually under center. Nice, easy touchdown pass to Brabs from Long. 5-yard touchdown pass.
There's Brabs. You see him right there. He had a nice week last week, made a few excellent catches, had a couple of runs, some tackles as well. But here you'll see Wong go back, assesses the situation. Brabs looked like he might have been the second option there, but wide open.
He was forgotten.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody for the Eagles ever picked him up on the play, and that's probably one of the scarier catches in your life. It's when you're wide open in the end zone and you're counting the seconds that ball reached your hands.
100%.
So again, the Pioneers line up as they're going to see how the Eagles react to the change of formation on the extra point. Now they're lined up for the kick. Kick is up. Looks like it was tipped a little bit, but it does go through. And the extra point will be good for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Jenks 2 for 2 though. Still chipped it over those big trees. There's some big kids on that defensive line. There's some big kids on that offensive line that he's got to get it over. But he's in there.
Now the Pioneers will move up 14-7. 4:05 on the clock in the first quarter. Coach Griggs, he can't be more pleased with the way his team has come out here in this matchup. Just 6 miles down the road from Pioneer High School, and go down Stadium, make a quick ride over on the Maple, and you're here.
That's how the Google Maps will get you there? Or was that the Kevin Bryant?
I mean, as much street construction that we have on the northwest side of this city, I do need Google Maps, but they don't put in those detours, man. When you're the mayor of the town, man, you kind of get a helicopter.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, those electric drones.
Yeah. I like that. So Django now set up for the Pioneers. Back deep is Ish Aziz Azu, who took it to the house on the last kickoff.
Right, the Pioneers have got to be feeling pretty darn good about what they're doing offensively. Now it's about what can they do defensively.
Bad result there by Jeng. Ball fell out of bounds, so that'll be a penalty on the Pioneers.
It'll be interesting to see where they spot that and say that it went out, and then where that penalty gets assessed.
I love having our team over here at the Eagles Nest where the referee is mic'd up. So he'll answer our questions without us having to, try to interpret body language and everything else this week, man.
Makes things a little easier for everybody involved. I'm not complaining about it, but I hope we don't hear from them a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah,
if we hear less from them, that'd be
yeah,
great.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's bashful too, doesn't want to talk. So first drive for the Eagles. Rothenberg, the quarterback, number 12 for the Eagles, takes the snap. Looks like a broken play there. He'll try to make something happen. He'll take a quick flip over to number 5 for actually a 5-yard gain on the play, Nick.
Number 6, Arion Marks on catch.
We got Arion Marks on that catch, and that, like you said, that really seemed like that was a broken play. Rothenberg went to hand the ball off, and there was no dude there to hand the ball off to. But great job by him, heady play to keep his heads up, look for somebody, and try to get him out the slant.
And that's something different there. We're seeing a team go into a huddle. I mean, that's a
so rare, right? So rare now.
Coach Broderick Smith for the Eagles. He formerly was over at on the Huron sideline. Second play from scrimmage will go for a loss for the Eagles. Looks like it was sort of like a jet action. Number 21. He taken for a 3-yard loss on the play.
That's the second bit of confusion going on back behind the line of scrimmage by the Eagles. That was, in fact, Tyson Bowling on that tackle. Never touched, just went straight in. Quality tackle, though. I mean, really nice job of wrapping the man up, pulling him down with his body. You know, it is these fundamentals, a lot of these basics you're going to see from both of these squads that are going to be so necessary.
Especially with new coaches. So now, sack on the play. That's going to be Ocean Brabs on the key. I mean, on the sack on the play.
There you see Brabs get right around the outside, the initial tackler. Then it was Benesso calling him on both sides of the ball now to finish that one up.
That's old school football. I like it when you just don't play one position, that you're a football player.
Well, and that's great for these kids because it keeps their motor going the whole time.
Yeah, you're into the game.
Yep.
So now back to punt, number 11 for the Eagles on a 4th and looks like about 19 or 18. And we'll get a timeout for Skyline. First timeout, 2:28 remaining here in the first period.
And you know, another aspect about some of these kids that are playing both ways, when you play offense and defense, when you're an offensive player that plays defense, you understand how the defenses are coming at you better, and vice versa. When you're a defensive player that plays on the offensive side of the ball, you're seeing things both sides of the coin, and that's really important while learning. If you can handle that mentally, it's just a really, really helpful thing for you to grow as a player. If you just be a smarter, more effective piece of the team.
And a leader too. A lot of times you have some of the players that may be a little bit more skilled that can play both ways, and they should, especially on coaching staffs that are brand spanking new.
Yep.
So now after the timeout, the Eagles will line up in a punt formation. At punt will go, bounces at the midfield mark, and it'll come to play at the 46 of the Pioneers.
And Pioneer probably chomping at the bit to get back over there and get the ball under center and get moving again.
So a 36-yard punt on that Eagles play. We'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Pioneers from their own 46. Wong now checking out the play card to see what he'll be dialing up. They started off their last couple of drives, Nick, with runs.
Runs right up the gut. Not the result that they want, but once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Both of their previous drives have started out with that move, so why not?
Yeah, number 15 was right there on the play, right in the hole. That one to Nick all night long over there.
Yes.
Yeah, that. I mean, he has it down pat. Like you just said, if it's not broken, yeah, don't touch it.
No, you don't try to go paint next to a Picasso, do you? You just leave it go.
Nah. I'm more of a graffiti artist too. So. Wong will take a hit after the play, but he'll find his man on the screen pass, and that play will go for about 18 on the play. Hausman on the reception. Easy pass play there for the QB.
Really slick screen pass there for Wong. Nice job blocking out in the open field by the Pioneers too.
Yeah, and if you're not blocking, you'll get run over. That's what Hausman says. I mean, check the tape. Wow. He's putting out punishment to his own team. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. Ball on the 41. Wong again. That ball is bobbled. It looks like it may have been picked off. No, they're going to say the ball hit the turf. Man, we want to take another look at that. Number 7 had his hands all over the ball. Carson Mitchell.
That hit Farha first. Just slipped a little bit coming back. Goes over his shoulder.
He's
and
like,
that last little bobble sent it over to him. Almost the INT.
Mitchell, if you don't see it, you can't hit it. Keep your head up, young man. You may have caught that ball in the air. So empty backfield for the Pioneers, 2nd and 10. Long again to his right. I think that's the same play. And caught this time by Farha. And that'll be a 3-yard gain on the play.
Now Farha run.
Right, you are. The exact same play. And, you know, with a lot of teams, you might not see something like that, but with this young, inexperienced team, I'm sure the coaching staff is just saying, hey, that thing almost worked last time. Let's do it again. It's almost like coach. Do it, or like practice. Do it again. That was close. Do it again. Reps, 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 baby.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Pioneers, but they are in Eagle territory. We're under 30 seconds remaining here in the first period. This may be the last play. Long will take the snap. He'll roll, directing traffic, and looks like he has a man deep, and he throws it. Some contact. Farha will come up with the ball, Nick, and now breaks one tackle, and he'll be brought down at the 6-yard line with only 6 on the clock, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, just an incredible effort by Wong to stay on his feet, avoid some tackles, set his feet then once again, and huck that ball down to Farha. Farha, great job once again going up to grab it. But let's see what we've got down there on the field.
Yeah, and this might go against the Eagles, actually, because you don't see the chain gang. Well, the chain gang just stopped, but the teams have anticipated which way the penalty will go, and they've moved all the way down the field.
Yeah, typically you'd like to see that that Eagle defense pushing back to where they're at if it was, in fact, some sort of a hold maybe.
I want to know if, at least to have a mistake out of the official, leave your mic on when you're having that conversation. We want to hear the inside scoop. So it looks like they will go over to speak with the Pioneer bench to see if they're going to accept or decline the penalty. Long stoppage. You know, a lot of confidence in the quarterback Wong for throwing that ball up in the air. You can see Griggs there not too pleased with the result. He had as he pulled his headset off.
Yeah, that's a frustrating feeling when you have that massive play like that, and it's going to come back. Here we'll see Wong get it.
And we're looking to see if we can pick up the penalty. It looked like it was a late hit coming in, a personal foul on the Eagles, but it is being assessed on the Pioneers.
The only thing I can think of is it must have been holding somewhere in there. I didn't see it up front, but yeah, I think everybody seemed to think that it's going to be a personal foul.
Well, whatever it is, it's a long discussion because all the officials that came together thought they had the play set there, and again, they meet back up. If we roll that, if just at the end of that play, Long took a vicious hit. It almost looked like it was to the head.
It looked a little high. It was a bad hit. It could have been late. It could have been a little bit high. And I think really that was Coach Griggs' biggest bugaboo when he was upset before. Maybe not necessarily like, all right, it was a penalty, but hey, my dude got drilled at the end. And
Right
it might have been late. Exactly.
And, you know, if it's on the other side of the stadium, on the Skyline sideline, Griggs doesn't see that. But fortunately, we will eventually have the penalty announced by our official after he's finished explaining calmly to Coach Griggs what went on there.
Well, and Griggs is a really positive guy. He's you know what you would call the leader of men, right? He doesn't jump up and down a whole heck of a lot. He keeps a positive attitude, and I think that even this one might be testing him because the look on his face is not impressed with what is going on.
Well, here we go with the call on the field from the official. Wow, so now that's a head scratcher there, Nick. I mean, an inadvertent whistle, but play was never stopped. No one stopped out on the field, and the penalty flag came in the vicinity of where you saw the personal foul.
And now I know why Griggs was making that face, because I think I'm making the face too. Inadvertent whistle, so we're replaying the down.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I had a really good play, but I had this wind in my stomach. I had to let it go, and the whistle was in my mouth. So Wong will line it up again in the backfield. Now he'll have a new running back. Haven't seen him back there, number 8.
Yeah, it's Tyler Craig.
His first time in the backfield. He'll line up to the left of Wong. And it'll be 3rd and 6 again. He'll get the ball right up the gut. He's very close to the first down marker. They're sparking him maybe a hair shy of the 31-yard line, and that was a yard to gain. And is that going to be the end of the quarter, or, I mean, we don't have time on the clock. So it was, and we did have 6 seconds remaining. So that will be the final play of our quarter here. And wow, it's been a barn burner to open up, Nick, our game of the week. Pioneers lead the Eagles 14-7. We'll be right back.
The Ann Arbor Bikeway is a two-way separated bike lane network in the downtown. Separated bike lanes provide cyclists with their own travel lane, separated from vehicular traffic, that uses concrete curb islands and delineators to provide this separation. We will share some important safety information for using the bikeway. Cyclists must come to a complete stop at intersections with stop signs. Cyclists must stop, look both ways or all ways for traffic, and proceed in the order of arrival. At a 4-way stop, the person to the right goes first. And always be aware of pedestrians and crosswalks. They have the right-of-way. At most signalized intersections, cyclists follow the pedestrian signal. Stop when the signal indicates don't walk. Go when the walk symbol is displayed, and proceed with caution when blinking. Be extra cautious of vehicles turning. Your safety is the top priority, even when you have the right-of-way. Where the bikeway crosses Huron Street, cyclists follow the bike signal. Stop when the signal indicates a red bike, and proceed with caution when the bike symbol is yellow. 2-stage turn boxes are another element you will find at signalized intersections. These boxes provide a safe location for cyclists to wait before turning and crossing the street. There are 2 steps to using the turn box. Step 1. When the pedestrian signal displays the walk symbol, proceed to the turn box and position your bike in the direction you want to proceed. Step 2. Proceed through the intersection when the walk symbol is displayed. You will also notice green stripes on the pavement in many locations along the bikeway. These markings indicate a conflict zone, typically a driveway entrance. This will alert people in cars and on bikes to watch for other users. Use extra caution when you see these green markings. Whether you are an experienced cyclist, new to biking, or a family with young children, the Ann Arbor Bikeway provides a safe and comfortable place to ride for people of all ages and abilities.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest. I'm Kevin Bryant with Nick Wisniewski on our Game of the Week. That was a very stumbled ending, Nick, to the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a new one on me as we were discussing in between the quarter there. But regardless...
4th and 1, the Pioneers are now going for it. Wong will take it directly up the middle. He'll break one tackle, and he'll pick up the first down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, not a shocking play call on that one. Pioneer has already shown an affinity to just run it up the gut. Wong especially has no qualms about holding on to it, just jumping right through there.
And we saw Kalen Wong a lot last week against the River Rats. Well, he was running for his life. But that was really the first design run for him. Well, he's an athlete too. He can do a lot.
He is, and again, he's sharp. He can assess the situation in front of him. He can do that run-pass option.
Now under center for the first time is Wong, and that's probably why he doesn't go under center. A missed change, and the ball is stripped by number 51 for the Eagles. Strips it right out of Craig Tyler's hands in the backfield, and he'll return that turnover for a 15-yard gain for the Eagles. And big hit there by number 40, which just lodged the ball.
You see, Tyrone King was the beneficiary of that one, and he was ended up bring on by Wong. We talk about all the good things Wong can do. Apparently, he can tackle dudes that are twice his size as well.
Yeah, and that's a very bad mark there by the officials. They'll mark the ball back to the 44, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They'll pack the backfield up with 4 in the backfield, and it looks like it's going to be a run on the play, and that wasn't Rothenberg in the backfield as the QB. It looks like a little bit of Wildcat, Nick.
Yeah, there was possibly a little play action there. Here we can see it's that last replay. Once again, here it comes out of his hands. And
Almost
there's King.
on the ground almost there when
Snags
he
it.
scooped it
Could've
up.
been close.
Very close.
Could've been close.
But look at the mark. I mean, the mark, he was pulled down on the 49, and then they marked the ball back on the 44. Kind of high.
That's frustrating. That's frustrating when
Even
you're a
the
defender.
first contact wasn't there. So again, full backfield, but in the shotgun. Number 7's in at quarterback now. He'll hand it off to Ish. There's a flag on the play and a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Abdulaziz definitely seems like the workhorse for the Eagles here. But on the sideline, we've got a down Pioneer.
Yeah, it looks like Craig Tyler on a quick glance. It looks like number 8.
Yep.
Getting attended to by the training staff. High snap pulled in there, though, by Carson Mitchell, the QB. And that's probably why you don't just dip your head down in a tackle. He injured himself on the tackle there, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, again, it's just not the way that you're taught to tackle properly. Going from understanding how to do it ages and ages ago, I think the art has been lost a little bit, and it's slowly getting brought back with a lot of the head injuries that we've seen. These kids aren't just taught to just launch themselves.
And that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
Put his head down, and it looks like he may even rammed his shoulder into the dirt by launching himself like that was Craig. And we got a stoppage of play with the training staff attending to him.
Yeah, for all of those young kids, when you've got that momentum, the best thing is to do is just stay up, use that momentum, use your body to get after that player.
I've heard even they have a PSA. If you don't see it, you don't hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was the case there because Craig dipped his head when he was, actually doing the job that his teammates want him to do as far as laying himself out. Thankfully, he's up off of the ground and making his way to the bench. And he's been out there the last couple of plays because he was in at running back, took the big hit, and unfortunately turned the ball over for the Pioneers.
Right, you are.
Rothenberg back in at quarterback now for the Eagles. He'll take the snap out of shotgun. He'll come over to Ishmael. Ishmael with a sweet spin move, and he'll take the ball right up to the 50.
Yeah, Abdulaziz, really fleet of foot. You watch him receive this ball, turn it up, give that little spinneroo here in a second. There it is.
The stank leg.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave him a stank leg, and number 20 for the Pioneers, Al Kakani, he went for it.
That's the dance that I do when I'm in Las Vegas, too. It's the stank. That's my move. Yep, that's my go-to.
And you're back in Michigan, so it didn't work. But anyway, Rothenberg now with the snap, a lot of pressure. He'll try to gain a little bit of yards, and he'll gain some positive yards. And looks like Rothenberg will be down 2 yards shy of the first down with a 4th and 2 coming up.
And here at this spot in the field, you don't think that you need to punt it. It's short. It's short yardage. A punt really isn't going to net you that much field. Go for it.
Yeah, and you switch quarterbacks, so you're bringing in more of the athlete at quarterback, so high alert for an RPO right here. Mitchell now in at quarterback. Be flanked by 21 in the backfield. They'll give it to him, and that's not going to be enough as number 10 for the Pioneers comes up.
Kurt
Hosman didn't start last week, so I didn't have him on our list in front of me, but man, he comes up and makes a great play.
Yeah, that was an excellent job of avoiding 2 tackles in the backfield. Got up to the line of scrimmage, but the Pioneers D-line, really nice job of closing that gap, seeing the man and bringing him down well short of that first down.
And now the Pioneers will come in with their second quarterback, Wong on the bench, as they'll take over on downs. 1st and 10 from their 48-yard line. It looks like a 12 will line up Farha. He'll take this direct snap. And it looks like he'll gain about 2 on the play.
Yeah, nice job by Farha getting a couple of yards to start things off, and then Wong pops right back out there.
You can see the improvement from week to week, from last week to this week for the Pioneers. Less penalties. They're getting onto the field, into the positions that they need to be in, Nick.
Well, the less penalties is number one with a massive bullet, right? Like you can't keep taking those penalties. You can't give the opportunities to the other team. So yeah, that's huge to start with. And then yeah, once you're not taking all of these penalties, then all of these different things open up, all of these fun trick plays that you can do, and all of these fun variations on your offense when everybody's having a good time out there.
And no drive killers. The momentum's going. Wong will take the pass, and man, that looked like a wrong route there run by Farha.
Yeah, somebody was not on the correct page, whether it was Farha, whether it was Wong, but Wong was going outside the whole way, and he was trying to get rid of it quickly, so you think it might have been one of those slants just to go to the outside.
Yeah, nice little hitch pass is what it looks like, but the receiver ran an in route. And you always, as an ex-quarterback, you're going to blame the receiver. Sorry, but that's what we do.
Yeah, one of those jokers, no, apparently.
Wong now with the 3rd and 7. Bonasso lined up in the backfield. It looks like we may have a timeout for the Eagles.
You talk about Farha maybe misreading a play, but he's not misreading his shoe game. I don't know if you can see those cleats, but those things are beautiful. You will not lose him this evening.
Hey, man, how can you miss those shoes? I mean, and you know me and shoe game, that's a Drew Lauder thing, man. So, I mean, he may have picked it up from an alum of Pioneer and said, wait a minute, I used to see this guy come out with different shoes in the second half than he had in the first half, man.
Yeah, these lights could go off, and you're going to be able to find Farha.
And it's by no mistake, though. He has the loudest shoes. He's making the loudest plays.
That's right.
He's been out here grabbing and plucking the ball right out of the air. And it's just been all that and then some for the Pioneers.
100%. And as you're seeing on the screen, please check us out on all the social media, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Follow us. Give us a look if you're interested in watching these games, replaying these games. And that's where you can find a little bit of everything for CTN, Game of the Week.
Also, remember you can watch FYI with Dana Denha. You can find the latest shows at a2gov.org/watchCTN. As that timeout expires, 8:01 on the clock here in the second period. 3rd and 7 from the 49 of the Eagles. Wong. That 25-second play clock ticking down. Looking at the official on the back. Yes, now he has his hands up. Now Wong with the snap. A little bit of pressure in his face. It looked like 21 with the Mitchell with the first hit, but then laying him out is number 40.
And Deloach was the one who ended up bringing him down. But yeah, Wong went looking quick, And then he was running for his life and nowhere to go. Great job by the Eagles to close that up, bring him down, and now they're going to have to punt. Although, after another Pioneer timeout.
Yeah, this is going to be, again, that side of the field. Actually, when it's a timeout on a 4th and long in midfield, I'm not even going to put a guy back deep on punt return.
Right, you've got to think that huddle over there on the top side of your screen is discussing, this is the trick play we're running. This is how it's going to go.
Trick play, or you might even see Wong come out and line up as the quarterback. They've had some success early in the first period, Nick, with some pass plays, some slants, and if they were on the same page, it wouldn't be such a 4th and long with Farrar going in as far as going out where the ball went a couple plays ago.
Right you are. And there we see Pioneer Faithful, the Purple Gang, up there in full effect.
Doing a little blackout over there as the other side doing a wideout. I wonder if they see each other online.
Little give and take here out in Ann Arbor, A2 this evening. I love it.
So now the Pioneers will line up in an actual punt formation. And that's Brabs. What a great bounce. And that ball will go out at about the 18-yard line, 19-yard line. It's a 32-yard punt, where the Eagles will take over on downs.
Yeah, a little more of a textbook punt from Brabs that we saw right there. Nice and high, end over end. And was rewarded with a really solid bounce right along the sideline. But yeah, last week we saw a lot of those line drives straight up the middle.
Well, the line drive, the punt off the head from Wong was just bad. But they had 2 punts over 50 yards last week, and it was off the foot of Brabs, but they were after bounces. It seems like he has good English on his kicks. So now Rothenberg will start off this drive. In motion. Wow, that snap really caught the quarterback off guard there. It looks like a little holding on the play, but I don't see any penalty flags. And just overthrow. Ball not catchable there.
No, I don't think Rothenberg was ready for the ball on that one. That was clearly, you saw him set his foot down, but he wasn't ready for, there it is.
Hello. And look at the hold down there. By number 79 grabbing number 64. I mean, he had a full grab of 2 jerseys there.
Well, I will say this for the center. That was a great snap. Got some really nice mustard on it.
Oh, he
put
did.
it right in his breadbasket.
Great hands there by the QB. I mean, maybe he plays shortstop too.
Heads up play.
So now we'll have 2nd and 10 for the 19. Rothenberg will hand the ball off. Off tackle, there goes number 21 for the Eagles. He'll pick up 2 on the play, Nick. So it'll be 3rd and a long 8. 6:40 on the game clock here in the 2nd period, and a big 3rd down for the Eagles.
And this the 2nd quarter, Kevin's been pretty interesting. Things have calmed down a little bit offensively. I think both teams have really gotten into their defensive scheme a little bit better. Tackling's been stronger, and both sides are easing into things a little bit now. Not that 21 points in the first quarter wasn't exciting, and I'd take it right now.
Any day of the week. A little bit of motion. I'm not sure if that player was set. Wide open over the middle is number 15. Take the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. 26 yards gained by Alkikana on the play, on the reception for a nice pass from Rothenberg.
Oh, that was just a great pass. He was wide open in the middle of the field. Just nobody around him.
Yeah, that was either a blown play or a very good call from the offense, one or the other.
Very well could have been a well-designed play to get all of those wideouts as spread far wide as possible to open up that middle.
And another surprise snap will bounce, a great bounce for the Eagles. And a pass just off of the fingertips. Rothenberg to number 2 down the sideline. But Rothenberg, fortunate for the bounce first off of the snap. comes right to his hands and in the direction he's rolling in.
I mean, he expertly rolled out to his right like nothing happened on that one. Found a guy with a little seam of opening, but really, I think both guys talking it up after that one.
And that's probably why we have some laundry on the field. We'll hear the call from the official. Hey, let's get on the official. He pointed the wrong direction. He pointed at the Pioneer squad, man. What's up with
That's a thing that very possibly happened. Maybe he was watching the monitor and got confused. That happens to me sometimes when I'm watching the monitor up here and I get confused.
He's got a lot going on, though. He's got to turn the mic on, turn the mic off. I mean, that's a tough job. So that'll back it up for the Eagles. Be a 1st and 15. 5:34 on the clock. And again, I don't see the penalties, but man, it looks like a person is out of position. A lot of pushing going on the pass, and it'll be an incomplete pass to Aziz down the sideline.
Almost in conjunction with you saying a lot of pushing, you saw a lot of pushing from those receivers between Abdulaziz. It really seemed like he would have come up with that. They would have thrown a flag on that because, man, 2 hands just right against the chest of that defensive back.
And let's see this. Let's see the official. He's pointing on the offense to the defense.
I mean, it happened over there. It was like, this is where it happened. It was way over there when that guy went that way. All right, that's enough. That's enough.
I can't get on him that much because the crew last week, they're still throwing penalties, man. I mean, they were throwing penalties in their sleep.
At least 2 of them need Tommy John surgery this week because of too many flags.
Rothenberg now, another penalty flag thrown. They're picking up the steam on the penalties now.
And I'm the one that's usually the jinx, Kevin. So we gotta calm down on this here now.
Well, I think it was the official. He wanted that FaceTime. He gets out there, and now he wanted a little bit more. Let's see what they finally called the play that I've been asking for the last 3 plays there. The receiver did not set in motion.
So illegal procedure, and the Eagles are going to get backed up that much more. It'll be 2nd and 20 now.
And this started off with that big 3rd down from the Eagles to move the ball up to the 40, almost the 50-yard line. Now they're going backwards. Unfortunate for Coach Smith's squad.
See what the Eagles dial up here. If it's going to be another deep threat or try to establish some run here.
Rothenberg will look to his left, and he'll throw the ball deep. And was he in bounds or out of bounds on that reception, though, Nick?
They're saying no go.
Abdulaziz went up and really made an outstanding grab, but I'm not sure if he had any feet in bounds when he came up with possession. Let's take a quick look.
You'll see this Rothenberg really high, a lot of air under that ball. Abdulaziz does a great job of getting that separation. Goes up. Does not appear to get it. It's close.
I mean, that is inches. It looked like his back heel may have had a little bit of green up under it. And that's a catch in high school. No two hands, man. No 2 feet, I mean.
Right. They only need the one, but it just didn't quite get that left foot down. Great job, great effort. Almost getting it.
All the way around. Love the pass, love the call, and just the result needs to be worked on. Now Rothenberg on a 3rd and 20. He'll go over the middle wide open, but he overthrows his receiver. Man, the QB wants that one back.
And so does Abdulaziz because he's off to the races if he catches that. Not even in stride. Even if he takes a step back and grabs it. Yeah, he's frustrated by that.
Yeah, when you take your helmet off before you exit the field, and he knows that was 7.
Easy.
That was 7. And Rothenberg, you know, he goes back. It looks like he has a little bit more time than he actually ended up with. And he just overthrew that ball.
You're right about the time. He even had his feet set, but something about that arm motion seemed quick release despite where his elbow was at. Just didn't get quite into that keyhole throwing slot.
And it didn't look like a good spiral on the ball either. Now for the Eagles to punt. Good kick. Take a bounce, an Eagles bounce at the 37. It'll be downed at the 35-yard line where the Pioneers take over with 5:04 remaining in the second period.
So we'll have the Pioneers offense coming out here again. Will we see run up the middle on first down?
That's got to be difficult for the Skyline defensive staff to kind of gauge what's going to happen with Coach Griggs' offense. I mean, he can go either way, right?
He hasn't yet. It's been run up the middle every single time. But right now you're starting to think, well, they're not going to do it again, are they? They're not going to do it again, are they? Either way, you've got Wong.
Empty set.
Yep.
Takes the snap, and that was a quarterback keeper all the way, but nothing on the play.
I think that Wong didn't see anything up the middle and tried to shuffle off to the left a little bit, tried to go off tackle there, but
It's
nothing
always
doing.
tough. Your mind might think that you're open to the outside, but north and south, my man. Pioneers will line up at the, it looks like they gave him one on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 9. The 3 spread to the bottom of the screen for Wong. He'll go that way on the roll. Hits Grabs on the pass. Grabs will take a huge hit from Thomas Fry, but it likely will be enough room for a first down, but we do have a penalty marker on the play.
And here you'll see Grabs receive that, turn it upfield, gets a nice chunk of yards before Fry comes in and hits him. Gave it to him, give him a nice shoulder pop there. I wonder if they're going to say celebration afterwards.
I mean, Fry hawked him down and laid some wood. I hope that penalty is not going to be on him for a hard tackle, because it was all clean. He didn't hit him in the head.
Well, let's see what we got.
So now that'll be 5-yard penalty for the Pioneers. From the spot of the fouls where they'll mark it. So that might even, well, actually they marked it on the, looks like a flag came down, and I'm not sure if they spotted it at the right spot, but it will be a 2nd and 15 for the Pioneers. Wong now is barking out his signals to his players. Everyone set up, and also in the backfield. Wong will drop back, pressure in his face. He'll roll to the left and just throw it away. Was a receiver in the vicinity because the ball did not make it back to the line of scrimmage.
No, Grabs was coming back for that one, but Wong was running for his life. He had 2 Eagles on his heels. And here we'll see almost immediately they're just coming right up the gut and on Wong.
Yeah, 15 and 51 inverse numbers, right? They just bust through that line, and you spoke, Coach Griggs said that's an area of opportunity for us as our offensive line. Got some hard workers down there. They just need to gel.
And I would say that first quarter they did a really nice job of opening up holes, or at the very least not making these mental mistakes. But here we are getting a little deeper into the game, and you're seeing penalties that are erasing big plays. And you're seeing, well, I'm seeing phones now. We talked about this last week.
Cell phone fight. Who's that Jedi back there? He had a
With the
strong
green one?
too.
Yeah.
He had a strong cell.
Surely it's a Galaxy.
Nah, that's got to be an iPhone. Come on, man.
we might have our cell phone fight
I
up
mean,
here.
I have an iPhone, and I still don't even know where the dang on flashlight's at. So that's just the old man of me. But to your point, the extra penalties may be coming to play with fatigue. And that's something that a young team has to battle against. You know, we've seen the improvement from last week to this week, but that mentalness starts to play on you, especially when you're close to halftime and you know you're about to take a break.
It is. It's the mentalness, the fatigue just gets to you, and that's the next thing that happens. You're making these mental mistakes. You're making these falling into these problems, falling into these traps. And like I said, it's one thing to take a penalty. It's another thing to take that penalty that erases a major play for your team.
So now as the teams take the field after that timeout, the Pioneers looking at a 3rd and 15, and they definitely don't want to put the have an incomplete pass here. A lot of time on the clock, 3:39 for the Eagles. So it looks like a screen pass. And successful one. Ball comes loose at the end. And Bonasso looks like he loses it. Great tackle from the back from the Eagles, and it'll be a turnover and downs. Or turnover.
Just a wild play. Wong waited forever to get that play to develop. Eventually he did. He's found his man in the middle, turns it upfield, gets the first down, and then some, but then coughs it up right about the 45. Oh, there you see Fry just punch that bad boy out. Just a great classic Madden rip move punch right into the breadbasket, knocked it down, and now the Eagles have got something going for them with 3:26 to go in half.
And let's see if Evan Rothenberg will take a shot here after the turnover. Ball on the 49-yard line. Be a jet sweep coming near side. Not going to be a gain on the play there. A loss of 3, number 6.
Yep. Marks had a full head of steam, but he just couldn't get past those line of scrimmage tacklers. Pioneers sniffed that one out.
Yeah, from keeping containment as well, too.
Now here we'll see that last play again.
And Fry is a ball hawk. Look at it. He's watching what he's going to do the entire way.
And he did change hands with the ball. It seemed like he saw maybe Fry coming, switched it over to the other
Ball on
side.
the outside, away from the defenders, high and tight. Just a better play by the defense.
Great play. Yeah, we've seen Thomas Fry make some really nice plays out there. He's I guess technically playing linebacker, but he really seems like he's just kind of a sweeper, just all over the place.
Yeah, he's been a baller for the Eagles for some years now. Captain out there as well too. It'll be 2nd and 13. Ball is bobbled and dropped. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long. 3rd and 13 with 2:12 remaining in the half.
Here we'll see Hamada El-Kakani there with a little bit of a knock at the end. Little how's your mother there.
How about the throwing motion there? We've seen so many different throwing angles nowadays with quarterbacks. That's a classic over-the-top throw from Rothenberg.
Well, and I think that we saw that one on one of the last drives as well. It's just a little different.
Good play there by Rothenberg for breaking the pocket. He'll take it for a positive gain and a first down for the Eagles.
Yeah, really smart play by Rothenberg. He looked downfield, didn't see anything, recognized that he had that opening. Made a nice slant over there to the sideline. Gets away unscathed, gets the first down, moves the chains.
Yeah, and last week, against Monroe, he took he was the one that scored their only touchdown. Big guy. He can take some hits.
Well, he is a big kid.
Now Rothenberg from the 40-yard line. It'll be a jet sweep. Aziz will be caught in the backfield, though.
Kurt Hausman on the tackle, I believe, there.
Hausman's been everywhere. Love a little acting there by Ocean Brabs after the end of the play. Number 15 for the Eagles puts his hands on him. He almost did a soccer flop. You'll see coming into the play, Brabs doesn't get there quite on the play. Let's see if we'll roll it to the end here. And as he's walking away, oh my gosh, I got pushed. Nah, not buying it, refs. Good job. So now it'll be a 2nd and 13, 14. Pass caught along the sideline. Oh, actually incomplete.
Incomplete, and you saw Hausman go low on that as the ball was coming in. He's got to be careful, because that was dangerously close to something that could have been a personal foul or a pass.
Or just going to the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like if you're not a quarterback, they don't care about you. Because it seems like anybody was a quarterback gets hit like that, personal foul. I mean, but if it's a lineman gets hit like that, oh, that's all good, man. You can put a knee brace on it.
You're so right. Like running backs get that hit Constantly.
All day long, right?
All these offensive and defensive linemen are just getting rolled below the
All
belt
day long.
all night long. And then you're right. You're completely correct.
A timeout on the field as the Eagles offensive staff looks to capitalize with just 1 minute left in the second period. Been a positive drive. Started on their own end, had a couple of penalties, but been very successful as far as moving the ball and matriculating it into the Pioneers' territory. Probably see some of the, right in front of us, the Eagles band is lining up for their halftime performance. Can't wait for that. I caught a little bit of that before the game, and they're fantastic.
They're looking sharp down there.
Now third down, Rothenberg will roll out to his left. No one open yet. Man right in his face, so he'll just dump that ball out of bounds for an incomplete pass.
And that's really nice defense by the Pioneers there. Once again, great man-to-man defense, covering those wideouts. Those wideouts for the Eagles are fast, they are athletic, but they did a really nice job of staying on them and then going after quarterbacks well.
On the near sideline, it looks like there is an Eagle player down, so we're going to have another timeout on the field. And that looks like Ishmael, number 4. They can ill afford to lose him. He's been making that big kickoff return as well as some outstanding plays down the field.
Yeah, Abdulaziz limping off a little bit there. I wonder if it is just a cramp like we were talking about earlier. It's hot, it's warm, just get him hydrated, get somebody to massage that thing out at halftime, and he'll be cool.
Some oranges, some orange slices.
See, you've got yours. Is that one of those? Is that a cutie?
No, it is. You know, they got the small ones because they have more flavor.
Right on, right on.
And if that doesn't work, orange Trident gum.
And the Gatorade over there. You're flavorful.
I read the weather report. So, timeout over. 51.8 on the clock.
See, Thomas Fry shooting into the huddle there all of a sudden.
And he's somebody that has offensive ability as well, too. You saw him hawk down a couple players on the defensive end. He is an athlete as well, too. It's good to see him out here on the offensive side of the field. Rothenberg will take the snap from the 45, lofted up high, and it looks like that was in the vicinity of, well, actually number 2, but it'll be incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down. Oh, actually, that was fourth down. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Only 47 seconds remaining. And this is where I go back to you, my friend. Is this a time where you allow Wong to release the beast and get that arm going?
You know, they might not have a 2-minute drill as you might traditionally see in a college or football game. But yeah, I say go for it. They're going to be kicking off to the Eagles in the second half anyway. So let's try to make something happen. It doesn't have to be something big. You can get together a few really quick plays and maybe make somebody miss. You never know what happens.
Now under center, we don't see that too often. So Wong does that. He rolls out to his right. He's chased by the Eagles defense along the sidelines. Ball is going to be caught by number 6, the toe tap drag.
Yeah, they'll call that.
They'll call that incomplete.
No-go by Burkhardt.
He tried to sell it, and I was buying. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. 41 on the clock. And I was thinking about when I'm saying release that arm of Wong. He had a couple throws downfield that last drive to Farha that, they get on the same page. It's 7 points.
Well, he also needs a couple of seconds to get that. Farha needs a couple of seconds to get down there, and Wong needs a couple of seconds to recognize and see it. He just didn't have that. He has not had that these last couple of drives.
Wong now out of the gun. He'll fling it to his left for about a 6-yard. No, that's going to be incomplete as well, too.
That's what the Eagles are saying.
The official came in and waved it off, too, and he was behind the play, but that ball must have dropped. he had a better view than us. Let's take a quick look here.
But it sure looked like it hit him in the breadbasket, and he just turned on it.
And it looked like he went upfield after he had the ball, too. Right there, he catches it. And they're saying he didn't have it because he made it what they call a football move. But he has it in possession there.
I agree. I mean, that
should be a fumble.
Like, you never get like the textbook picture of a football move, but he turned upfield. That's kind of football-y.
So now on 3rd and 10, Wong will look deep on the sideline. Man, wide open with the catch. That would be number 10 for the Pioneers. Great grab there going down the sideline.
Kurt Hausman's having himself a quarter. He's been huge defensively and offensively, and the Purple Gang loves it. Here you see Wong. He's dialed in on Hausman the whole way because he knows that he's got major separation. Hausman had to go down to grab that. If he hits that in stride, he's a done deal. He's gone.
That ball kind of brought him inside the numbers a little bit, but if Hausman catches that ball, it's 6. And that's the play that we were talking about to Farha, that they go to the other side, and you saw the receiver was just 5 yards past the defender.
Well, and kudos to Hausman for stopping, making the catch, making that secure catch and going down to a knee afterwards versus maybe just bending over or just trying to extend to stay on his feet, which would be a little more precarious situation to make that catch. Whereas what he did, that textbook, all right, I've got it, I 100% am going to have it. I might not get to the house, but at least we've got this first down and at least we're moving forward.
And we're in field position for potentially, if not a 6, maybe a 3-point try with 28.6 on the clock here in the second quarter.
But who's kicking it? Is it going to be Jung? Is it going to be Wong?
I put Wong in there and just maybe fake it. He'll take the snap, though. He'll roll to his right, looking downfield, just a bit high for Farha.
Farha got a little something at the end of that as well.
Yeah, and you think, the officials are allowing these players to actually have some contact out here on this football field. They're not, being very, let's just say, overly using those flags. Because, that play there could, in a lot of games, be called a penalty.
Very easily. Very easily.
So now it'll be 2nd and 10. Only a couple seconds, 5 seconds ticked off the clock there on that play. Wong now, fake the jet sweep. He'll back pedal. Great defense there from the Eagles. And, oh, man, are they going to call that interference, Nick?
They are probably calling that pass interference, but it sure seemed like that ball and that hit arrived at the same time.
Yeah, and it looked like the defender used his inside arm to fend the ball off without touching the receiver. Let's take a look here. Maybe his right arm was on the back.
Right shoulder brushing, maybe not more than brushing against him, but maybe he was leaning into him a little bit from this angle. It's a little tougher to see that.
That's a very difficult call for the official in front of the play to make. Because great effort there going around and making the knock away by number 14.
And I think part of the issue might have been that the defender did leave his feet. Both feet he left them, so you might be able to say that the way he was leaning into it as he left his feet, that can be where the penalty was thrown.
So that'd be fortunate for the Pioneers as they'll get a first down as it was 2nd and 10. They'll move the ball up to about the 18.
Yeah. 17, 18.
Chain gang hasn't caught up with us yet. No, they're going to move it all the way up to the 12. So it'd be 1st and 10 from the 12. 18 seconds on the clock. No timeouts for the Pioneers. So if this ball does not go into the end zone and you're tackled in the field of play, there's probably not enough time to get another playoff.
Gonna have to hustle. So that's it, right? You're probably looking into the end zone twice, right? And they have to know that that's where it's got to go.
Wong now out of the pocket. He'll look in the end zone. Man open in the backside, and it'll be caught for a touchdown by Malik Farha.
And Farha went wide from one end of the end zone all the way to the other laterally to go and get that pass. Just a great job by the Pioneer offensive line to give Wong the time he needed. He's just got plenty of time. He took a mini step to his right, launched that one over. Farha ditched 2 dudes in the back, out there, and just an outstanding job of coming down with that one.
Love the play call as well. I mean, you're bringing a slot receiver on a drag where the defender is in a man coverage having to chase down. The Pioneer student section is loving it. That is a big play from the sophomore Farha.
Yeah, when you're getting down towards the end of the half and there's not a lot that you can do, you're looking for your athletes, and Farha is going to be a number one, seemingly, for the Pioneers.
Good composure there by Wong, too, to know exactly where he's going and put that ball only where his player could catch it.
Right, you are. And he kept his composure in that pocket. Initially, he had some time, but there was a man coming in on him. He did a nice job of sidestepping, setting his feet, and getting that throw in.
And that's going to be a penalty, a delay of game penalty, and I'm not sure that the Pioneers really care about it because there was no sense of urgency to line up. And it looks like they were probably going to line up for two, but several times on their scores, they've gotten into these trick formations on the extra point.
Yeah, we'll be curious to see if they go for that again, especially being a little bit further out, but it seems like they'll be just a straightforward extra point here.
And we'll be able to see if this is the second best kicker in the city, because we know Samaha. And no, they get out of that formation, and now we're going to see Wong go for two, actually.
Are we, though? Oh, maybe, yeah, we are.
Lined up. Bonasso comes away and takes the ball away and scores. There's several penalties on the play. The extra point is successful. May have been a penalty on the hit on the QB.
Yeah, that's going to be a late hit. That's going to be a personal foul on the hit, the late hit there. But Bonasso loved it. Just, hey, I want it more. He went and grabbed it, turned it around the corner, and got into the end zone.
Classic chant there. We can't hear you from the Pioneer student section, trying to do a little rubbing to your fans and your friends across the stadium.
And now the referees are going to have to sort this out. Yep.
Yeah, and it's always assessed on the kickoff there. It'll be 15 yards. The Pioneers will probably be kicking all the way up almost at midfield. 12 seconds remaining on the play. You can see a big hit there.
Here's Bonasso just snatches that thing.
Guess who hit him? Thomas the Man Frog.
Just a little too excited back there.
Yeah, but I mean, if you really look at that play, we've seen some bigger hits that weren't called. That hit wasn't that egregious to me. Well, not too late after the play, and not to the head.
No, definitely it was a fair hit, but late to be
Let's
sure.
watch this. Is this a? He hits him. He doesn't lead with the crown. I mean, that's a football play.
A little late. I'm still going a little late. Your point is that has been let go so far this half. That is completely true. Maybe it's time to put a pin in that and be like, all right, we're just no more of this. Everybody get their act together.
And Fry's been the one too. He's been involved in a lot of plays, a lot of aggressive plays. But to me, Tom, go do that play again if you're playing for me right now. Now the kickoff from the Pioneers from the 45 of the Eagles. Not a lot of time on the clock, only 12 seconds, but they'll still try an onside kick. And that ball is going to be recovered by the Pioneers. Only 9 seconds remaining on the clock, but perfect position for another Farha toss-up.
That's all it takes, right? I mean, and we have been focusing on Farha, but also, I mean, you've got Ocean Grabs out there as well, but here comes that onside kick, that little squib, and just a mass of Pioneers right up the middle. We're ready for it, and I feel like the Eagles, they didn't know what was coming at them. They were definitely not prepped for that.
That one, I got to say, is on Coach Smith. He didn't have his team ready and in a position to defend against an onside kick. They were lined up like a regular kickoff, and only one player reacted like, I need to get this ball.
And I'm curious if, again, the inexperience coming into the Eagles, they're just looking up at the scoreboard and saying, there's 10 seconds left. We're almost halftime, yeah.
Well, now there's 9 seconds, maybe enough for 2 plays for the Pioneers. Wong will take it. He'll step up into the pocket. He'll allow it to go deep. That ball will be picked off in the end zone by Abdul Aziz. No room, and he's dancing around.
and he'll take it out to the 9-yard line as the first half will come to an end. Well, Nick, I tell you, I mean, we've gone back and forth and back, and what a way to end it on a play like that. Huge for the Eagles that they stay in the game now.
100%, and they'll have that little bit of momentum going into halftime, but stick around for the halftime show. It's going to be good when we talk about the Eagles are looking really good, really sharp out there, and we'll be right back.
Catch up on FYI and other CTN programs at a2gov.org/watchctn.
catch and grabs once, but that offensive line has done a much better job this week against the Eagles front four.
Now Barkart takes the snap. He'll fling the ball over to 21. Johnson will take it up for 9, maybe almost a 10-yard gain. We'll mark him just a bit shy. Well, one official says it's shy. The other official says it's a first down. Boy, they're starting off a good second half, Nick.
Yeah, maybe they needed some orange slices at halftime because it sure seems like that's going to be, first down. There you go.
So good first play to begin the second half for Coach Broderick Smith's squad. Another quick pass. This one will go with a lot of bit of room. Abdulaziz to the house. 50 yards and the score. That's your big play guy when you go to the Eagles, folks.
Right you are. I mean, Aziz, he made that catch and just turned it on immediately. Those afterburners, just that first quick step. You'll see him receive this ball, and he's almost gone immediately. If that first player doesn't get him, it's all the way to the end zone.
Well, there's only one real Pioneer that had a shot at him. Good blocking on the perimeter there by the receivers, but man, that was a fast get it from second to fourth gear, really quick by Aziz. And Abdulaziz, I mean, he's putting up some yardage and points for the Eagles.
And he seems to be the answer. Right? You know, Farha had that big touchdown in the first quarter, and then Aziz had that kick run back. And, you know, anytime they need that big play, they know who they're looking for.
Now we're going to get a penalty of delay of game for the Eagles. I think that was a little bit of a contribution of the celebration, and the ball was spotted and put in place, and the Eagles are still celebrating that score.
Still a little hype coming out of that half. Yeah, they need to, as the older folks would say, act like they've been there before, and that's the problem.
Well, and as the extra point is put up, and it looks like it's going to miss it to the left, no good. So now the Pioneers cut it to 19, but the way that they scored big plays, that's got to wake the Pioneer sideline up.
Yeah, I mean, well, and that was something unique we saw from Abdulaziz there on that one. It really was just a little screen pass there.
It was a screen pass, good blocking, good execution, and speed kills.
Yep. And here we can see the white out there. Really excited to see that one go in. Flags flying. And all of those Eagles loved it. Less so from the purple gang.
They're still celebrating though. They still look a little bit happy over there.
They just got back from halftime. They all just got their snacks back there.
Yeah, they came back in the stands and they're like, wait a minute. And you were saying how Abdulaziz is cramping up there and maybe needed some orange slices. I need some of those orange slices if you're going to do that after halftime. Now for the kickoff for the Eagles. And that's going to be Farha. And he'll take it from the 15. Still on his feet. He'll go down about the 29-yard line, a 14-yard return on the play.
Farha did a good job of avoiding that initial tackle, spun away from it. But he's on the sideline now. It looked like he might have rolled an ankle on that one.
Yeah, it looks like he was holding his calf too when he was laying on the ground there. Let's see if his legs get twisted up or rolled up on him. He makes a move there. And immediately grabs that left calf. That is not a good sign. I'm hoping that's just a cramp.
Yeah, you're thinking that's just the old Charlie horse, the old chuck wagon there again. Just get somebody to massage that out and he'll be okay.
Now a handoff from Wong. Banaso will take it up for a 6-yard gain, 7 yards on the play.
First down run up the middle.
Yeah, that's exactly where they started off the ball game on the first couple drives. And
every drive.
It's like the tone setter for Coach Griggs.
Well, I mean, and what it does is it's continually testing that defensive line of the Eagles. Hey, defensive tackle, you tired yet? Are you tired yet? Are you tired yet now? We're just going to keep going after it. And one of these times he is going to go long on a big pass and never know what you're going to get out of that.
Another, it looks like we have one of the Eagles right in front of the bench. He was holding his hand coming to the sidelines. Not sure what number that was, so we'll wait and see when the player pops up. So what's this chuck wagon thing you're saying?
It's Charlie horse. Same thing.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
chuck.
Okay.
Ever got an old chuck wagon? Had one of your friends just run up and just scream chuck wagon and punch in the back of the cat? No, just me?
I had
just my
friends.
childhood?
No, I don't consider those people friends, but
Those are my closest friends. What's that say about my situation?
well, there's a peek at our upcoming schedule. Next week we'll find ourselves back over at Pioneer, where probably one of the most exciting players in the area, Cole Cabana for the Dexter Dreadnoks, will be knocking on the door. Followed up by, Pioneer's got 2 tough tests in a row. What, in Dexter and then Saline? Ooh, boy.
Yeah, it's tough sledding.
Boy. And that'll be the second down run. It'll be enough for the first down. And that's going to be Jennings. Jennings actually started last week, and he's not seen many carries this week, Nick.
No, they seem to have gone away from him for Bonasso for mainly, but also throwing in some Wildcat. Yeah, they've just kind of moved away and to their advantage though.
Long will go back, handed right to Jennings, and now breaking 3 tackles, 4 tackles, still on his feet, over the 35-yard line, down to the 34.
Here we'll see Holmes take that, receive that handoff, and just bust his way up the middle, breaking tackles like it's his job.
And he's not a big guy.
No.
I mean, he's just churning those legs, though. A lot of players had an opportunity to bring him down, but yards after the first contact was incredible there for Jennings.
No, not a big guy, but he seems like he's long. He's got those long legs. He's got a long torso there.
A 26-yard gain on the play, and now they'll bring up first from the first and 10 on the 34-yard line for the Pioneers.
You got to give it right back to Holmes after running back, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Somebody told me that once. And now, looks like it's going to be a timeout on the play. The Pioneers are taking a long time to identify what play they wanted to go to, and as opposed to losing momentum, it'll be an early timeout for the Pioneers.
Yeah, you don't like to throw one of those out there so early in this half, but like you said, get the right play in there. This is still a learning. This is still a process. Much better to be sure of something, burn a timeout in this game, whatever, versus just make some big mental mistake and allow the Eagles to get back into this. They're only down by 9.
Yeah, it's a 2-score game now, but the Eagles definitely have momentum on their side after that last drive, and momentum will just skyrocket for the Eagles if they're able to put up a stop here for this Pioneers drive.
You don't want to give them that takeaway because that is a huge switch. What else?
See Coach Briggs there, right there in the middle. Be interested to see when they get out and line up. Are they going to do the call to see if the defense moves, or if they're just going to go with the play they called on the sideline?
That's a great question.
Little motion and run right up the middle. Jennings is pulled down immediately, though, by the nose guard. Number 32 on the tackle.
Yeah, they did indeed go back to Devontae Holmes on that one, but a little less interesting result on that play.
And I was calling Holmes Jennings. Jennings was 24, not 26. So we have definitely still not seen number 24 run the ball long now on a bootleg. And that's definitely going to be a penalty for a little bit of post-curricular activity. Coaching staff doing a very good job of jumping in there and making sure that the Pioneers are not going to get a flag of their own.
Right, and that's huge. That's huge to keep your emotions in, and that's a really important job for the coaches there as well. See Wong with that naked bootleg, gets out up to the sideline, gets thrown down. Clearly a penalty. I mean, we were talking about some close ones in that first half, but that's a no-doubter.
Well, Bukowski, he made contact in the field of play. I think the penalty comes when he slungs him to the ground.
Yes.
Especially, as we said before, you can't do that to a quarterback.
Yeah, they're out to protect those kids. That's
they have a special shot.
Completely correct.
First down, Pioneers.
So that'll really set the Pioneers up in good position now. First down from the 18-yard line. And actually, check that. That's going to be the 14-yard line. Inside handoff on a counter. And Brabs will take it all the way down, and he'll score a touchdown.
Beautiful job of misdirection there by the Pioneers. Just an outstanding sell by Wong. Gets it over to Brabs, and then, it's one thing to have that misdirection. It's one thing to confuse that defense, but it's another thing for Brabs and his athleticism to jump out there and get moving. And he seems to be having a little cramp
coming in. You can see that cramp coming in. He's like, can you pass me the water bottle? And that was some good blocking inside. Great block on the outside there. And just outstanding running and sniffing out the end zone by Brabs. You guys aren't too excited. Come on.
No, you think they'd be a little more excited after that.
After answering a big touchdown from the Eagles? I mean, come on, Pioneer student section. We follow you on Twitter. We follow you on Instagram. Show us some love.
Maybe that's the problem. They were checking their phones. They didn't see the run.
You see Wong now on the keeper. He'll be put down on the play. Fry all fired up, and there's going to be no conversion on the extra point. So it'll be 28-13 with 8:33 on the clock here in the third period. That was a great answer, Nick, from the Pioneers to take that ball all the way downfield, helped out by a penalty. But like you said, good play, call, and execution for Brabs on that call, on that run.
And that penalty was huge for the Pioneers, too. That 15 yards after an already big play just moved them right into the red zone and gave that opportunity. The Pioneers have done some really interesting play calling so far. They have really opened up the playbook, and they've executed on a lot of their more interesting misdirection plays. So they're looking dangerous down there and just seem to be moving on all cylinders right now.
And Bonasso running the ball, Wong throwing the ball. They're not just going to Farha as well. I mean, Ocean Brabs showing up there, showing his skills as a runner, not just a receiver.
Holmes running the ball as well.
Lining up to kick off as well, too. Well, no, he's not the kicker on there, is he?
A little bit of a breeze down there on the field. I think we're having some
number 52
T problems. Oh, okay, here you go, man.
Different.
Hey, hold this. Trust me. Hold this. Trust me.
Yeah, but I haven't seen 52 as out there as a kicker. And Crossley? And we had a couple of those fake kicks by Brabs, but maybe that cramp that took him to the sideline. We have a new kicker coming in. And he might have to keep auditioning for that second backup kicker job if you're going to do that, man.
That's what happens when you have the backup kicker come in, right? And my man had to be holding it too. Like that was a recipe for disaster.
That wasn't set up right.
That's a high likelihood. I would take that bet all day long.
Hey,
that thing goes
kudos to Coach Griggs for even having the skill to put that together on the fly. So now you'll have a 1st and 10. That ball would be marked at the 35-yard line. Sorry for talking over you, Mr. Official.
You didn't miss much.
First down, Eagles.
And now the Eagles start this drive. A little bit of trickeration, a double reverse. A little block in the back, but no penalty. And it looks like that'll be about a 6-yard gain
for number 6 for the Eagles on the double reverse.
Arion Marks had a full head of steam coming around that corner, but he just had a long way to go. Pioneers did, once again, a really nice job of keeping him contained a little bit.
That's not a block in the back? Or shove in the back?
I think that they're going to say that his momentum was moving that way anyway. I mean, he still got to him, right?
You're being kind. That was a missed call. And now we'll have a timeout. Looks like there's an injured player. And I think it's just due because we have these warm nights. It's a little bit humid. And maybe some of these players aren't hydrated as much as they should be. So we're getting a lot of cramps.
Yeah, it's for sure the hydration. A little bit goes into the preparation for this style game.
Let's look at this non-block in the back. I mean, he kind of actually, the number 2 for the Eagles, I thought he was trying to help him tackle his own player, the way he shoved. It looked like he was like, hey, you get him.
Maybe the theory is it's not a block in the back if you just two-hand push somebody completely between their shoulder blades.
We're going to have to send this tape over to the MHSAA officials for their next meeting. This is definitely a block in the back. Come on,
just
guys.
a glaring problem.
It's not away from the play. It's in front of the coaching staff.
I'm going back to he boosted him. If he makes that tackle, maybe that dude gets an assist off it.
He definitely better get an assist on that, even though it's on your own team.
Yeah, that was you don't see that very often.
So an extended stoppage for an injured player. Number 17 makes his way to the sidelines for Pioneer. Tyson Bowling, Jr. Definitely want to get him back out on the field.
Yeah, Bowling made some nice plays this evening.
Evan Rothenberg in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, handoff up the middle. And that'll be enough for a first down. But the ball did come out there at the end. Let's see if they're going to mark him down. And one official on the far side is pointing that the runner was down before the ball came loose.
Let's see if we get inside the scrum there. You've got a whole bunch of Pioneers on him. Yeah, that was definitely
like
ground caused.
Yeah, the ground caused. He was reaching out. So it'll be a first down from the 47, the Eagles' own 47. 7:50 on the game clock here in the third quarter. Rothenberg will go up the line, still with his head downfield, but he'll be brought down for a 2-yard loss from the Pioneers.
Rothenberg, give him credit to the way that he ditched 2 guys on his way to that, but it was Tyler Craig that eventually wrapped him up and pulled him down. But yeah, Rothenberg did an excellent job of staying upright for as long as he possibly could. There's only so many guys you can shirt before somebody's going to grab you and take it out.
And Craig comes up really fast, actually. Yeah, the blitz on the play by Barrasso, and a couple missed tackles there, not by Craig, though.
No. Great job of lining his guy up, getting those arms around him and bringing him down.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Eagles from the 44-yard line. A pop pass over the middle to number 15. And it looks like that'll be enough for a first down for the Eagles.
That's our man Louis, the tight end, right there.
Yeah, Louis, man, good work there after the catch, too.
Well, I mean, that's what you want from a big kid like that, right? Especially your tight end. Like, hey, just let me give you these 8 yards. You get it to me as quick as you can. If they hit me, so be it.
Love to see work with the tight ends. I mean, you got all the athletes out there, but, the Gronkowskis of the world, these big tight ends, the Kelseys, they make a difference. Now Rothenberg will take a shot down. He has a man going up for the catch. Maybe mistiming, and it'll be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I feel like his jump wasn't quite timed properly, but that said, he had 2 dudes on him, too.
Like the pass by Rothenberg, you throw the ball where only your man can catch it.
Yep, he's not afraid to go up and just air one out. He knows when he's got the opportunity to do that. I feel like he understands the timing that's going on out there and what his pass can be like.
And he's a big kid with a big arm, too. I mean, they got some big playmakers out there. The difference so far, it seems like both teams' defensive lines, they put pressure. Quarterbacks are not just chilling
inside the pocket.
No.
They're throwing with a lot of live fire coming at them.
Yeah, they're working for everything that they're getting this evening.
Rothenberg will now swing it to his right side. That ball will be dropped.
Johnson on the outside.
They're going to say that was a reception. It looked like the ball got bobbled and hit the turf. And that ball definitely kind of hit the turf, right? And the official, he marked it, and that ball is incomplete because they're still marking it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that definitely trickled down. Yeah, that squirted right out of his hands down there.
So now we'll have a 3rd and 10 from the 43-yard line for the Eagles. They'll take the snap. Rothenberg will flip it up to his left side. Great move adjusting for the ball, but just over the fingertips.
And great opportunity for Marks there. Like you said, amazing move to lose his man, turn around, and almost bring that one in.
I like the way that Rothenberg put the ball up high so his receiver could make an adjustment to it. Just unfortunate that the ball kind of sailed a little at the end. Man, Rothenberg just got a quick flick, and that ball travels.
Yeah, you're spot on about what you're saying about Rothenberg being able to, A, air it out, but also know where his guys are and know the touch that he needs to put onto it.
Oh, big 4th and 10 now for the Eagles trying to answer. Rothenberg will take the snap, a little bit of time. He'll go deep again. A lot of Pioneers back there, and it looks like it'll be picked off by the Pioneers.
Is it Bonenberger, maybe?
Is it Joe? Bowenberger? Yeah, Bowenberger on the pick. And that's not a bad play.
No.
I mean, because you change the possession, you put Pioneer back up against the end zone. Only one that's really upset about it is the QB gets a bad snap.
He gets the INT, but you're right. I mean, that's probably better than a punt that you're going to get.
Yeah, because a lot of times kickers at this age are not putting it out on the 5-yard line. Not unless you're Adams.
That's true. That's true. He's got that tool in his arsenal.
Well, nobody in the backfield, just a straight run by Wong, and that play will not even count. Probably a false start will back up the Pioneers even further.
Right, they're already on their 4. There's only so far they're going to be able to go back. And
yeah, if you get a false start, you don't get half of it, right? So, I mean, you're only getting 2 penalty yards.
Yeah, why not? But
closer to a closer to where you don't want to be.
For sure, and Wong doesn't go up underneath center as we've talked of.
No. Wow.
Oh.
Flipped us up. Too many men on the field for the Eagles, and that penalty actually helped out the Pioneers to give them more room, moving the ball up 5 yards, and we'll replay the down.
Yeah, that conversation's a moot point now.
How far are they going on this?
Far, real far.
So this is a personal foul is 15 yards. I thought that was a 5-yard for too many men on the field. Hey, I'm still learning. Aren't we all?
I've only
been around football
field every day, Kevin. We're all trying to learn. We're all trying to figure it out.
So now we have a huddle
better.
from the officials. Are they saying, did we give them too many yards?
I really hope that's a conversation that's going on.
You and me both, because I want to be right.
There's a lot of head scratching down there. There's a lot of head scratching up here in the booth. We'll see what happens.
And Coach Roger Smith
there we go. So at least they're getting it right.
The field, and Coach Smith from the Eagles is laughing as he came back to the sideline, and he's like, "Wait a minute, guys, you giving him a first down on this?" So not illegal substitution. They broke the huddle with 12 players. Not having 12 players on the field. Odd that the officials stopped the play, though, on that call.
Sure.
They should have allowed it to go or call the penalty before.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's why initially we thought it would have been a false start because the play was ruled out.
So now the Pioneers with the snap. A lot of space here And that is a big, big run. Great cutback.
Javante Holmes with just a massive run. I think he might have kind of run out of gas towards the end there. That might have been the problem there towards the 50, 45-yard line.
Holmes with a great job. They opened up, the Pioneers did, on the right side of the line. Just outstanding blocking, and even downfield. And then high and tight and running it well. A good job of cutting off the angle by the Eagles.
Really nice job. That's a great call. Number 11 did an excellent job of cutting off that angle. Holmes tried to cut back inside, but to no avail.
First down, Pioneers.
50-yard run, no, 49-yard run. 5:28 on the clock, and we have another stoppage. Are they waiting for the chains, or it looks like it's just trying to get things worked out on the Pioneer sideline?
Yeah, I think Wong's just trying to rally his troops, figure out where everybody needs to be.
Grabs in motion, and he'll look that way. Ball a little bit underthrown, though. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, looking for Ocean Brabs on that. Brabs wanted to be led a little bit better, but that one just didn't quite have the oomph on it. A little more mustard, get that up.
Yeah, the ball kind of died on Wong on that pass.
And Wong gives him the old little chuck on the shoulder. I'll get you on the next one. Yeah,
not a lot of
really
pressure.
Nice
It's kind of like it just came out of his hands the wrong way, the QB.
Yeah, could be.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 40. Run straight up the middle. Nothing there, though. And that is Benasso on the carry. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Taking more time just to run the clock down now, as opposed to trying to figure out what the right play is, I'm assuming.
Well, you want to get the right play, you got the 3rd and 10 play. Although maybe they're thinking 4 down territory.
Definitely 4 down territory. So Long now will take the snap. He'll look deep, and it looks like they're the only person in the area really was number 11 for the Eagles, and that ball even sailed over his head, which will bring up a 4th and 10 for the Pioneers. Well, now, Nick, you have a quarterback punter where the playbook is wide open for Coach Briggs.
Yeah, and why not? They've proven that they can get big chunk plays. They know that their athletes, they know that their wideouts can get open, or even they can spread things out and get Wong a 10-yard run. Like, there's a lot that they can do here.
Last week we even saw Wong do a quick kick, so that's still in the play as well. And now we'll have Brabs line up for the traditional punt formation.
Or is it?
That is the. Now I can say yes, it is a good. The punt is off. It is fielded and it is fumbled and muffed.
And picked up by Wong.
And it was recovered by number 7 for the Pioneers. Student section going crazy over there. How does the quarterback, I mean, because that's Kalen Wong, right? Kalen Wong gets down, covering the punt, and the ball goes right off of the Eagles receiver and right into his hands.
I think even he's surprised that thing popped. Like, what? Here it is?
I know these
It's
guys.
that
I was
easy?
looking at the hand behind the head.
Oh, no, the surrender cobra. There it is.
Oh, the cobra.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he fixed it. He did.
So, you know you can't advance the fumble, so the ball should be exactly right where he received the ball. You have one official, though, pointing Eagles' direction.
I think that might be back to the issue we had in the first half where just, hey, that happened over there. That was the thing. It was over there.
It has to be tough on the officials that don't work together every week.
Of course.
So, because you get into a rhythm just like any team with your crew. And right now it looks like, and there's going to be some discussion on the sideline for Huron.
So roughing the kicker on top of.
So an extra penalty, half the distance to the goal line for the Pioneers. And double whammy for Roderick Smith's squad on that play. Special teams is something that they're going to have to work on going forward for this season. The Pioneers will take it from about the 4-yard line. Actually, they marked it at the 3, but now it'll be backed up some on that play. Long, they'll go nowhere.
Yeah, QB keeper with a big lunge into that offensive line, just nowhere to go.
You know, and I'll complain as the announcer. Got so many darn lines down there on the field and so many different colors. I'm trying to figure out which one is the darn end zone and which one is where they'll put the field hockey net up at. You know, it's tough.
Look past the soccer, look past the field hockey. Focus in on, I should say focus in on the white lines, but that's not quite right either.
I'll run to the barn back there.
Yeah, this.
All right, now you have Farhar, and he'll do a hard count, but there was a little bit of movement by number 66, the right tackle, Martez Wilson.
And as usual, both sides pointing at each other, but I think that may be false start.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you flinch as a lineman, unless somebody from the defense moves and you touch him. That's the one thing that it can save you. His illegal procedure is when they lined up in the wrong position. False start is when you move early. So which one is it?
I mean, just looking at that replay, it looks like the exterior lineman jumped. So, yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be where he was standing or anything that he did other than the flinch.
I think that's a false start all day long and not an illegal procedure.
That's what I'd call it, but
I don't have the microphone. Wait a minute, I do.
Either way, it's 5 yards. It's coming back.
So Pioneer now, Wong will take the snap. Blitz on the play. Fry plants Wong, but Wong will come away happy because that's a touchdown pass.
It looked like Ocean Brab's going into that corner. Indeed, it was. Another TD for Ocean Brabs.
That's the third touchdown pass on the night for Wong as well. And he really, I mean, that whole, let's say, drive, because he's the one that came down and recovered the muffed punt, and now he comes away with a 4-yard touchdown pass.
Really nice throw to stay in the pocket. He knew he was about to get leveled.
And he threw it right at the pylon, right at the line. Good toe tap drag there by Brabs.
Yeah, that's a perfect throw to his guy out there making that run.
Tough
and Brabs
over
just a
the
little bit taller
catch,
over
too.
the shoulder. Yes.
Well, that bangs off of the post, and that'll be no good for the Pioneers. But they'll still take a 21-point lead, 34-13, with 3:30 in the third period. Well, that's a momentum stomper there for the Eagles. They had a chance to take possession, Nick, but turn over the ball deep in their territory and give up the 6 points.
Yeah, that's a killer. Like you said, that's a momentum stopper because they did just make that stop. They had an opportunity to go up and try to build on everything that they've done, but yeah, muffing that punt, giving it up in the worst possible spot.
And this is the time of the game when a team that hasn't won gets that feeling of, oh no, here it goes again. And you lose all that confidence that you had in the locker room when you came out to start the second half that we can win this game. So kind of difficult, but still time to regroup for the Eagles.
Well, and this is also a time to test the mettle of your young players as well. You're dealing with a lot of adversity here in the second half. Things aren't going exactly the way you want after a nice start. Now, can you respond?
And we're just going to start calling that the patented Pioneer fake kickoff. But they actually did do an onside kick out of that position earlier, right?
It hasn't been a complete waste of time, is what I guess we'll say. Like between that and what they're doing with the extra points as well.
They put the practice in it. You got to use it, right? Unfortunately, that kickoff goes out of bounds for the Pioneers. A penalty on the play, and See where and now that is an illegal procedure. You sure that's not a false start?
Ouch.
Yeah, I had to.
Burn.
I had to. I mean, he left himself open for that, you know, right? Anyway, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 40 for the Pioneers. Actually going to mark it at 35. That's where it went out at.
We'll see what Skyline can do here. We'll see what their mental fortitude is. See what kind of plays they can dial up and how their execution is now down 21 points.
Fry will set the offense. I'm sorry, it has Evan Burkhardt. He'll keep it. One on the play.
Rothenberg with the keeper there. I think it seemed like it was a designed keeper.
Yeah, it looks like the linemen are in pass. They dropped back to do pass protection, and Rothenberg just decided this is the best time to take off.
Yeah, I don't know if he might have seen something just past those linemen, but the Pioneers D line closed up on him pretty fast.
Yeah, the Pioneers have done a great job, Nick, of tackling down the field, too. Not a lot of missed tackles out of that game. Pioneers line up in a 3-4 defense, not really reacting to that motion. Straight blitz by Bonacio. Gets there a little late. And 21 for the Eagles. Still can't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. That'll be a 1-yard loss on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 13.
And now you got to wonder what the Eagles are going to dial up on this one. You're going to try to go deep to your major threat, Abdulaziz, or you're going to try to do something off the slant like that, or you've always got that pass up the middle that seemed to be working all right for him as well.
Yeah, they've had some options where Rothenberg has had some open receivers, overthrown some of those open receivers, but they definitely had some options to go to. Huge 3rd down now for the Eagles with 1:56 left on the clock here in this 3rd period. And just like you say, Rothenberg drops deep, goes up in the air, deep on the sidelines, but into double coverage and incomplete.
And here we can take a look at that one again. Again, he had his feet set, tossed it down there to Demo, but just double coverage. They've tried that to him a couple of times, like just going up the sideline, skating out there, and he sees something, but I'm not sure what it is because it seems like he's throwing in double coverage an awful lot.
That seemed like the quarterback was throwing the ball before he got out of the huddle. He knew where he was going to. He didn't read anything. Threw in the double coverage, and that's the result that you usually get when that happens.
Yeah, I think you nailed that right there.
And now back to punt for the Eagles, number 11. We'll get a nice high kick, not deep. Get a great Eagles bounce, though. And it'll be down about the 32-yard line. About a 36, 37-yard punt.
Yeah, and that's a win for the Eagles. You know, you're talking about these two teams, young, inexperienced, trying to get any sort of positive thing going forward. It's a great punt. It's good punt coverage.
Got to build
Kicked
off.
it. Yep.
And as Coach Smith is probably alluding to his team, defense wins, and it's not just offense. So we got to stop this Pioneer offense, get the ball back, so we can start to put some more points on the board.
But that's also part of the problem is this Eagle defense has been out there a lot this quarter. They have got a lot of time on their hands out there.
Good point. Not a lot of offensive efficiency by the Eagles to give them a break.
Right.
And so now the Pioneers will begin their drive on their own 32-yard line. Wong. He'll get a straight handoff.
Handoff up the middle, 1st down, baby.
I mean, that's got to be the play call. I mean, it's like a, not a feint in boxing, but, you know, maybe the body blow before you come up to the head, because that's what they keep continually to do to start the drive for Coach Briggs.
Well, it's also like I'm just going to keep slapping you, slap. And then one time you're going to fake, you're going to duck away from it, and then that's when something else happens.
Up and hit you. Yeah.
Not that I'm sitting here thinking about slapping you over and over. It's not a thing that's happening.
But I mean, the Pioneers have definitely had some huge plays in the game too. Now second down, under 1 minute left in the third period. Just another straight handoff. And a short gain on the play.
That's
Bring up
Holmes
third
again
and
up the
5.
middle. Javante Holmes breaks through the line.
Holmes
Stumbles in 3 yards.
Yeah, he's definitely been the ball carrier for the second half for the Pioneers. Brabs is out there. He looks like he's limping as he's coming to set himself at the bottom of the play, number 80 for Pioneer. Good discipline by the Eagles line of not jumping off sides. Pioneers actually may allow this clock to run down and not even snap it before the end of the quarter. Even though Wong is looking to the sidelines, he may be trying to just draw him off sides. No, he actually snaps the ball. That might have been a bad decision. Tackled for a loss by 3 Eagles to end the third period. Big play there for Skyline. And so that will be the end of the third quarter with Pioneer up 34-13. We'll take ourselves a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter.
Ottawa is about to be one of the first cities in Canada with advisory cycling lanes. Popular in Europe and in the US, the system is great for adding cycling lanes to streets where they wouldn't otherwise fit, narrow roads with low volume traffic and low speeds. Here's how they work. Traffic from both sides share one center lane. Cycling lanes are placed on each side of the road. When there are 2 drivers traveling in opposite directions, the vehicles move into the cycling lanes to pass each other safely. What happens if there's a bike in the cycling lane? Whoever is in front has the right of way. Vehicles travel behind the bike, but can then move back into the center lane when it is safe to do so. It is a whole new way for drivers and cyclists to share the road.
The locations for the advisory bike lanes in Ann Arbor have been deployed on East Summit Street, Granger between State Street and Packard, and in the downtown on East William Street and South First Avenue.
And as we begin the fourth period, you know, the tradition here at the stadium, Skyline pumps up the crowd to begin the fourth period. And they're definitely going to need that, Nick, trailing 34-13.
Well, that's huge. Maybe they can get some of this crowd energy onto the field and do their best to strike back here.
That punt will go out of bounds, and Brabs is, man, he is laboring as he takes himself to the sideline. I am sure number 80 for Pioneer needs some hydration.
Yeah, you mentioned it going into that end of the third quarter that he just was fighting to get out and into a spot for wideout, and more of the same right now.
Where are they marking the ball at? It's like the officials are joined like they're about to call a penalty. Now they're taking it back to where it went out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Where are they marking the ball at? It's been a pretty fun game this evening.
And that might be a board game to come out.
Yep.
Time will tell.
A little drinking game you can play at home.
Yeah, I'm
with
sure
family.
it is. So they'll mark it 1st and 10 for Skyline at the 34-yard line. Eagles will come out, spread formation, 4 receivers. Rothenberg will swing it. Wow, that was very close to being picked off. And it looks like right after the reception, the receiver goes out of bounds for just a 2-yard gain.
It's a nice job by Johnson, though, to receive that, get that, turn it upfield.
That's a strange call, really, to the short side of the field because not a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, that's a great call, and you got to wonder if that might have been a check down if he saw or didn't see anything good happening to his right. So he just turned over to Johnson. Hey, here you go, make something happen.
So the Eagles now goal for a 2nd and 8. Rothenberg will take the snap. Nice time. He'll look deep and throw it over everyone.
Man, he has a cannon for an arm.
It seems like he's got some really good leverage coming back and just hucking that thing down there. Yeah, that's not an easy throw. You don't see that from a high school player very often.
50 yards in the air. And kudos to the line, too. They're giving him time to throw those deep passes because, you really have to, like you say, set your feet. Not really, heave the ball, but you're throwing it, trying to throw it with touch as well, too. Now coming out for 3rd and 8 for the Eagles. Big 3rd down here for the Eagles. Really need to keep this drive going if they want to get back into the game. Right over the middle, a little bit high on the play, but that might be a penalty. Why isn't that a penalty, Nick?
I do not have an answer to that. It sure seemed like that might have been some helmet-to-helmet contact.
Helmet-to-helmet or defenseless receiver. The ball is not coming into the receiver, and the player comes in from Pioneer, number 16, head down, mind you, and wow, a lot of tissue should have hit the field on that play.
And honestly, the other thing, he was launching himself at the offensive player. If he just keeps his head up, he's got an interception there probably.
Yeah, he's got to locate the ball. Bringing up now a 4th down, unfortunately, for the Eagles, and they'll line up in a punt formation. It looks like there's going to be a stoppage and timeout for the Eagles. Interesting call here. 4th down, timeout in your own end zone. You would think if Coach Smith wanted to go for it, you would have lined up and tried to trick something and go fast. But now you're probably putting yourself in a box now of either going for it or wasting a timeout.
Yeah. Once again, with the inexperienced team, you just need to maybe, I'm not going to say just concede this game or concede this quarter, but let's get this thing right. Let's understand everything. Let's do it correctly in a game situation. So
that's why you're saying the timeouts may be called?
I think so.
Yeah, just to make sure that there's maybe there wasn't enough people out on the field as well, too. That student section is clearing out for the Eagles sideline.
Getting a lot sparse, but the diehards are still down there.
So now we lined up for an actual punt, maybe? Or are we putting ourselves in line for a fake punt?
You got to kick this one away, right?
I hope so, and he does. Got a great kick. Goes out of bounds about the 38-yard line, or 39 for the Pioneers.
We call in 20 minutes. Again, students, be sure to have all your rights.
And that is
in 20 minutes.
Unfortunate that penalty wasn't called to keep that drive alive for the Eagles, because I'm thinking getting that ball on that side of it really opens up the playbook. You get on the right side of the 50.
Right, and they just need one little thing to go their way, and they can build on it. We've seen them build on it.
It's hard when you haven't won a game. You work so hard over the summer. You start the season off with so much anticipation, coaching staff, and it just hasn't come together for the Eagles. But on that sideline, those people are very happy. Coaching staff looking at their first victory straight in their face. Now the Pioneers will come out with Farhar lined up in the Wildcat formation. Bowenberger in motion. That's just going to set up a big run to the right, short gain of 3.
And yeah, Kevin, Coach Griggs and his staff are clearly going to be pleased with what's going on here this game. But both coaches, first year out, they understand that they're building here. Everything is building. It's building game by game, week by week, even play by play. So that's really what it's going to come down to is just keeping this thing going and everything moving forward in a positive direction.
Well, when we started the game, we said one of these teams will have to come out victorious, and right now it's really looking like the Pioneers. And the Pioneers now are in no hurry to snap the ball. A lot of eyes on the back judge to see when he raises his hand. When the back judge raises his hand, that's when you have 10 seconds remaining, and you can really, that's your play clock for the offense to stare at him to know when you're going to snap it. Wong now with the snap over the middle, off the fingertips though of the Eagles, number 7.
Just missed Joe Bonenberger on that one. Really nice ball though, really nice throw, like a nice tight spiral going up the middle. An interesting play call for a change on first down. They didn't go up the middle. They didn't hand the ball around the middle. They threw it up the middle.
And it stops the clock. That's what's so interesting about it as a team that's sniffing out their first W. And that ball there is right off of Casey Mitchell's hands. That should have been big. Maybe that's why you play defense.
That's right. That's what they say, right? You're a DB because, you're not making those
they got
catches.
sticky gloves nowadays. I mean, come on. How do you miss that? Come on, man. And now back behind center is Wong in the shotgun formation. Empty set. 3rd and 7. Bad snap. Picked up. Interception by the Eagles. Number 9 all the way to the house. Pick 6 for the Eagles. And that is going to go for a 44-yard return for the touchdowns. And that's the excitement and the really momentum that the Eagles have been dying for, Nick.
And just a nifty one-handed catch we're about to see here from Smith. After he picks the ball up off of the turf, Smith just grabs it, and he's a done deal.
Gotta love that play. Something to build on, like you were saying, for Coach Smith. I mean, when you go back and you take a look at the film, the clock is under 10 minutes now, but that's something that you can say, hey, when we have the opportunity, we can make plays.
Yes, and that's huge. That's exactly huge. That might be the first play that they look at in the film room this week. Hey, we're down. Hey, we weren't sagging though, and you kept your heads up. We kept the pressure on them, and we made plays happen.
The Eagles definitely have some good spots out of this game that they can pick and help these young players learn from. So it looks like there was a penalty as we're setting up, and not sure if the official has his mic on anymore to tell us what's going on. That was an extra long breakage between the score and the setup for the extra point.
Yeah, everybody's just kind of moseying along. It's okay. Take your time.
Extra point will be blocked there, and that's all.
Flag on the play, though.
No good.
Flag on the near side.
A flag? Oh, you do have a flag on the play. It looks like the Eagles are calling their teammates back out onto the field. And was there a...
He's just begging for a ball. Get us something to play with, please, now.
I want my ball,
Thank
not
you.
that Pioneer ball.
Thank you.
I mean, my kicker needs his ball.
Let us get one more point here, please.
That's the guy that takes the ball and goes home when you don't throw it to him, too.
That's right.
Give me the ball! Now, another try for the Eagles. This one will be...
Same result.
Pioneers have an excellent extra point unit.
Yeah, let's not use that ball anymore, I think is what the Eagles are going to say. So you can have that ball.
Blame it on the ball,
Yeah,
not me.
that was the ball I wanted.
It was a good snap, too. So it wasn't a snap that kind of trailed back there. Nice little zip on it. So that'll be a 34-19, 15-point lead now for the Pioneers with 9:25 remaining on the game clock.
Well, and it's only a 15-point game, right? That's 2 scores. Like you just said, there's 9.5 minutes left, and the Eagles have proven that they can score quickly. They can score on big plays. They've got big playmakers. They got fast kids. So this game isn't over yet.
And you mentioned it during that last drive, that pass that the Pioneers threw on second down to stop the clock. I mean, you're running the ball successfully with the clock moving, and you stop that momentum. Eagles have a light player coming on for the kickoff. No onside kick here. Nope, they kick it deep. And that'll bobble. Will it make it to the end zone? No. Great kick down to the 1 yard line. Picked up by Farha. He has some room to the outside. Makes a move, but runs out of. And number 20 will put a late shove on the play, but I don't know if the officials are on this side of the town, but that flag stayed in his pocket for some reason. What's 1, 2, 3 steps out of bounds?
I mean,
Three
he's
steps.
completely defenseless. He totally stopped the play before he came.
Why
and
isn't
got
there a
pushed out.
penalty?
I don't know.
I mean, why? I mean, if I'm Coach Griggs, I'm on the other sideline saying, why isn't there a penalty? Protect my player. He has given himself up out of bounds, and it looks like, are they going to call the penalty now? No penalty. 1st and 10 from the 14 for the Pioneers.
Moving ever forward, as they say.
Some officials say, if you're not going to make it a running clock, I will.
I'll make it run.
Yes, indeed. And now Farhar now is the quarterback. A little confusion in the backfield. And he'll be stopped for a 3-yard loss for the Eagles.
Yeah, I wonder if he was going with the option, like maybe I can hand this one off, or I'm just going to keep. And it might have just been a confusion back there. A little stutter step.
And really wasn't that much of any room up front either. I mean, it was just
no, give it or keep it. Anybody's about to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage on that one.
So it was a penalty on the play from the line judge away from us. Didn't see it. Let's hear what the official calls on the penalty. Yeah, I don't think his mic is working any longer.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
we can see what's going on. That's
so legal substitution on the Pioneers. They broke the huddle, even though they don't have huddles, so it's kind of hard to tell when there's an illegal substitution because all you have to do is run on the field.
Jump on there. Yep.
And somebody leaves the field. I mean, because you don't have a huddle, how do you have an illegal substitution? Weird call. Back-to-back weird calls from these officials. Anyway, he's doing some aerobics back there. I don't know if he has some leg warmers on up under his pants.
It is getting chilly down.
Yeah, it sure is. Now on the snap, the Pioneers, a handoff on the jet. And going out is Devontae.
That's Holmes again. Very nice job. Getting a nice chunk of yards there on the first down.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 12 now for the Pioneers.
Second down, Pioneers.
Now the Pioneers are definitely trying to work on the clock. Why is the clock moving after a run?
I think they're taken out of bounds.
Did they go out of bounds on the play? Okay. And now Long moves to his right, throws the ball. That'd be a good pickup of about 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, smooth grab by Brabs on that one.
That's a great way to set up a 3rd manageable for the Pioneers. A good pitch and catch.
Yeah, there you can see Wong rolls out.
Sorry about that.
No.
But on the roll, really nice touch on the pass.
Absolutely, yeah. He's done a really nice job of throwing on the move and getting good touch on those short passes like that.
Brings up a 3rd and 6 on the play. Looks like a screen pass. The ball is tipped. Farhar, though, has a lot of space. He's getting out to the corner, and that might be bye-bye. Is he going to get drawn? He got caught and hawked down. Great job by number 14 for the Eagles.
But nonetheless, just a massive run by Farha there. One end to the other.
One
Great
end of
job.
the field to the other.
Yep. Top to bottom, all the way out the outside. Very nice.
You can check out that replay. It was a good blocking on the screen pass, but just better vision from the runner.
Yeah, there was a little bit of blocking once he got down there, but just really fast. Farha just shows exactly what he brings to the table, and that is a big, big third down conversion for the Pioneers.
Didn't think he was going to get hogged down there.
No.
I did not think he'd get caught.
I think he might have just run out of gas.
Yeah, he's been running a lot tonight.
Because, again, that wasn't just straight up the field. He had to cut all the way across and then cut up.
So play clock, even though the ball's been spotted, is game clock not moving. Odd. Now handoff up the middle. Devontae's pushing the pack with his legs. We'll fall forward for about a good 7, 8 yards.
Holmes is good for at least a handful of yards almost every time. He really gets going. His momentum is strong. It's tough to bring him down once he puts his head down.
Ball security as well, too, because you know that the Eagles are punching at it. He's definitely holding on to that ball high and tight.
It's huge.
Now as we approach 8 minutes remaining here in the fourth period, Pioneers taking a look at the sideline before they get into their offensive set. And this is where you think that they would continue with the momentum, but it seems like they're slowing down and being a little indecisive about the play call.
Well, as usual, you want to get the right play in there rather than rush something that may or may not work. And here we might have the timeout as well.
Yeah, their second timeout of the second half for the Pioneers.
And that is a bummer because, yeah, the clock is running. You want to get this thing down. You now have two opponents, right? You know, you're playing against the Eagles, but you really want that clock to keep moving and get that going down. And then, you know, it's situations like this where you have to learn how to win. And that's what they're in the middle of right now.
And also, you know, from the parent watching the game, a lot of parents watching this game on YouTube right now saying, hey, why didn't they just call a quick play and just keep that momentum going? To your point, though, Nick, they may have had a play call in mind, wrong personnel, somebody might not be on the same page. We have the timeouts, the game is not really it's almost at hand, but we don't need this timeout right now. It's better utilized than saved.
And another score might put it in hand, right? So why jeopardize that with a fumble or a confusion, an interception, or even just, you know, a loss of downs in some way?
Only the fourth game of Coach Griggs' tenure, and we're starting to learn some of his personality as well, too, of how he wants this Pioneer squad to operate, how he wants them to believe in themselves and believe in him.
Yeah, I mean, he's talked about buying in, and, you know, that's coach speak. Everybody's buying in, everybody's buying in. But actually seeing that and believing it, and him being the leader to keep them getting up and keep moving forward, we are seeing that. Like you said, I think we're seeing that personality on the field here tonight.
Now Wong after the timeout. And a straight snap picked up by Devontae. He'll run. And I love the action by Wong like it was a bad snap, right?
Wong tried to sell it. He surely did, but not biting on the Eagles.
Not a lot of room on that, but other than gaining yards, making that clock move is the other thing that the Pioneers are concerned with now.
Huge. Absolutely huge. I don't think you're going to see a whole heck of a lot of throws down here. I mean, it still might be 4-down territory for them.
Exactly.
But it might be some bootlegs from Wong, or it might be just straight up QB keepers.
Wow. There's a lot of lookout blocks, and Fry laid Wong out.
But to his credit, he got rid of it. He got rid of the ball.
That had to be a blur coming at him. I mean, he looks up and he's got Fry right in his face.
Yeah, he didn't have but a heartbeat before Fry was getting him.
Bad play there by the junior Martez Wilson. You always want to take the man on the inside, allow that guy on the outside to take the extra step. And he decided wrong. A good fourth Pioneers, though, incomplete pass. Line up for the kick is Brabs, and this will be from the 26-yard kick, almost an extra point, really. And looks like that one's going to be good. We do have a flag on the play, though. I wonder if if anyone was offsides, and that would give the Pioneers a first down. So this could be huge if it's against the Eagles.
There it is. There's the offside call.
Offsides on the Eagles. Wow, this is when you take the points off the board, right?
Yeah, you're completely right about that. Brabs has got to be feeling himself though right now after he's got 3 touchdowns and he just kicked a field goal.
Yeah,
Kid's
and
coming back.
He must have hydrated himself as well because, you know, a couple plays ago he's limping around, took himself to the sideline.
Right, now he's kicking. That leg's working great now.
Now back on to the field to maybe play quarterback is Wong.
Benasso back in the backfield again.
Motion. Benasso, he'll get the ball. Nowhere on the play though. The Eagles wrap him up. Short gain. The 23 for the Eagles looked like he took the brunt of that hit there.
Wouldn't shock me if we see that play here again.
Benasso should just get the ball 3 or 4 times in a row.
At least one more here, and then just kind of decide, look at that Eagle defense and see what they're giving you on 3rd, maybe even 4th down again. But there's no reason not to go with that one more time.
And as opposed to Holmes, Benasso is more of your banger. He's the big guy. On the snap, Wong will look for a quick slant, and that's an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown.
Touchdown Pioneers.
And is that Bowenberger, number 2? Or is that number 6? Let's see on the replay.
Everybody's
Wong
giving
had
props to
an easy pass.
Bowenberger. Yeah.
Was it Bowenberger?
I mean, he was dialed into him right away.
Number
Yeah.
2. And a great position on the ball. I mean, low, only where your guy can grab it. Number 4 on the night for Wong. He's trying to put his name on that key.
Unless something crazy happens, it could be. There might be a Sharpie in that young man's future.
And the extra point will be good as the Pioneers will go up 41-19.
Your Skyline Eagles, 19.
Got to be happy for the Coach Griggs and his staff over there of preparing their team after last week's shellacking by Huron, and still having a conference game without any victories, but you got your team out here and they've executed well.
Well, they seem to have a really good game plan right from the get-go, right? They were finding players like Malik Farha early on, keeping Wong engaged, and then doing a lot of interesting, different, fun plays that is going to keep those kids really dialed in and having a good time out there.
And even after the big return from Ishmael from Skyline early, tied the ball game up, but Pioneer didn't allow that to deter them. They said we came down the street for a reason, and we're not going to leave until we get this done.
Yeah, it is those punch counter punches that are so big for these teams to be able to take that blow and then give it right back.
So the old maybe we're going to kick it move for the Pioneers as Brabs now sets up.
I could probably do without that, but that's just me.
Especially with the clock not moving. And now the kickoff. That ball is going to be out of bounds. Caught along the sideline by one of the JV players, it looks like, at the 20-yard line.
That was a no-doubter out of bounds.
Yeah, I think, and you can see Brabs. Look at Brabs over on the 40-yard line as he's making his way to the sideline, trying to raise up the crowd. He's still not 100% walking, but they're not going to take him out of the game.
No, and that's what you want from your leaders, though. Brabs has clearly established himself as somebody who plays both sides of the ball, kicks the ball if you need that from him as well. And, yeah, that's his job out there. That's his duty to go out there and keep people hyped, keep the energy level high, despite being up big with 5:55 left to go.
I mean, he is your starting left end, so that's where he's at. He's lined up right now. But after the night he's had, I think he's earned a Gatorade break. Now, for the Eagles, got a new quarterback in, number 16. He'll hand it off to 21.
some words said after the end of the play between the Pioneer defender, Al-Kakani on the run. So a young quarterback comes in for the Eagles, and it's smart for Coach Smith to get some live action for that player.
Yeah, I think we've seen everything that we can see from Rothenberg. There's not a ton of point left out there to leave him out there in this type of a game. You're right. Like, just get some young, other inexperienced players out there who are going to move forward with this group.
5:50 on the clock and a little bit of movement there. And a delayed flag, even though there was an obvious false start, right?
Everybody was kind of shucking and jiving on that one. Everybody was just didn't know where to go.
False start on the offense. 5 yards, 1st and 15. That now will be second and 15 from the 30. Let's see now as the Eagles trot out of the huddle. One of those old traditions that football teams used to do. Pioneers looking to blitz. They don't. Handoff. Nice draw play by the Eagles and just churning his legs as the running back. Look at Ocean Brabs. Ocean Brabs is going to get a penalty for jumping on top of the unnecessary roughness, and another penalty comes out, and that second penalty is usually a special word penalty.
Yeah, something like that. Just too much, and that's where that one came out there. Like you said, Brabs got in a little extra after this. We'll see the pile start up.
Well, you see Brabs gets knocked down in the dirt, doesn't give up on the play. He turns around. I'm on the top rope, and I'm coming down.
I'm just curious what he expected to accomplish there.
I want to know what that second word was, because, that flag came out with authority.
It was probably about crowd surfing or something. Who knows there?
Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not what it was.
So let's see what they'll call first. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and that's the first one on Huron. I'm doing my job of reading lips. And now it's going to be a first down for the Eagles, and they'll march it off. So let's see here. Brabs walks away. There's a little shove in the back from 52. 21 turned around, and the next thing you know is a flag on Pioneer.
It really seemed like he was the instigator. It seemed like Johnson was the instigator, but it doesn't matter what I say, it's what they
Second
hear.
man
That's right.
Always gets called.
That's right.
So they'll move that up to the 30-yard. It was two penalties on the play, really. So 1st and 10 from the 30. Yeah, the Eagles are in business now. And there's that pass that you can tell that ball was thrown in a good position by the quarterback to lead the runner upfield.
Yeah, he threw that pretty hard. Might have been a little too much pepper on that gumbo. That was the problem. And I think that his man coming out in the slant there just wasn't ready for that kind of speed.
Take a look. See that pass? That ball's thrown, and you see the receiver. He's going one way, the ball's going the other.
Yeah. The receiver definitely wanted to move forward. He just wanted to get that one more step. It was just thrown a little bit right hip instead of left hip.
But that's what this time of the game is for. Get some players in that aren't used to, because the action moves so much faster in live games than it does practice.
Oh, and so much faster than what they might have experienced in JV or freshman or whatever they might have played before. If they played before.
Looks like the same play, and you can see the quarterback throws the ball in the correct position. Number 6 takes it up the field to the house for a 30-yard touchdown for the Eagles. It does look like there's an injured Eagle on the play. Number 21 at the back side of the play. Not sure what happened to him. Good play there, though, overall for the Eagles.
Outstanding play by Marks there to get that reception. Well, like we said, that's basically the exact same play second time around. Marks gets that, even though it was off the right hip, skirts a man, and then just gets in there.
Yeah, that was an ugly duck he threw out there for the quarterback. I mean, it didn't have a spiral at all.
Made the best of a bad situation, maybe there is what we can say for Marks, and good on him to do that.
And Marks is really, he showed his speed. I mean, he hit that sideline and was gone. There's number 2 for the Eagles coming to the sideline, and he's holding that left knee. Unfortunate on the play. Didn't see exactly what happened because he was behind the play, but hopefully he's all right.
Ulovich again. I mean, he's their deep threat that we've seen them trying to go to him time and time again up the sideline to no avail so far this evening.
You know, I'm going to yell at the new AD at Skyline, Andre Coswell. You got your official out there mic'd up, but where's the cart for the player?
maybe they're going to find it. Maybe they're going to dig it out.
They got a shed or a barn back there. Where's the cart?
Might be locked.
Somebody has a key, and that'll be a sack on the play from the Pioneers. Bowenberger comes in, drops the Eagles for a loss on the extra point try. And it looks like, who can see the injury? Oh, rolled up on a block, it looked like, from on the play. You can see 17 comes in, and his body kind of slings inside number 2's legs.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, so thinking probably just a rolled ankle on top of that, or just a little just going the wrong way.
Yeah, when your body's going this way and then your legs going the other way, that's not a fun feeling. That score will make it now a 41-25 game. And even if it's not successful, Nick, I want to see an onside try kick here.
Yeah, it's 2 scores. There's no reason not to go for this here. You've got to think the Pioneers are prepped for it, but now it's just a matter of the Eagles trying to execute. But you got to go for it here, right?
You definitely have to go for it. And you're sending a message to your team that we're going to go for it. There's the onside kick. Oh, and it was just in between bounces. And it's scooped up there by Lame Rower. And Rower, good bounce.
Fortunate, but also well played, right? He 2 hands, scoop that up. I'm down. I'm not trying to do anything.
No.
Let's secure this ball, let my offense come out here and do their thing.
I mean, Rohrer is a nose tackle, so he's used to seeing the ball right in front of him.
Right.
And he knows to get on the dirt. I'm not the one that's taking it to the house. That's far high. So Wong will come out for the Pioneers, but unfortunately, they weren't organized enough, so we're going to get a timeout so the Pioneers don't take a penalty. And that will be their last timeout of the game.
Yeah, and still with 5:14 left to go here in this 4th quarter. You might, hopefully they don't need it. In their mind, they're thinking that, but now you're starting to look back at some of those timeouts, the early timeout from the very early portion of the 3rd quarter, and you're thinking like, wish we had that.
You astutely pointed out that, the team is trying to learn how to win. Coach Griggs, he came here from a program, not a lot of winning down at Westland John Glenn. He's trying to learn how to win as well on this type of stage.
Yep, you're completely right. He, from the upper Northwest, he came out of Oregon, and he did have some success there. But yeah, coming into the Midwest, you got to reestablish yourself. You got to see how the games are played out here, and then work your system into that.
Now after the timeout, the Pioneers, let me say, Salter out onto the field because there was no jogging. And there's 5:14 on the clock. First down. Looks like it was going to be some movement up front. And they're pointing to the right guard, 55. Actually, 55 is the center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's going out now.
The Pioneers remains first down.
So now 54 will come in for the Pioneers. And that'll make it 1st and 15. Let's see. As Wong takes a peek at his play card on his wrist. Man in motion. And now just a straight draw up the middle.
To Javante Holmes, who we've already established has great hands, great ball security. Just get it up the middle. Let's run some time.
Holmes did take a little bit of extra time getting up off the ground, and looks like he's contemplating going to the bench.
He did seem to have a little bit of a limp or a hitch in his giddy up, but also I don't think he'd want to come out.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you want to taste that first victory on the field. You don't want to spend any time with the helmet on under your arm. And Holmes again with the play and the ball, and he'll get a first down. Oh, he'll be short by 1 yard. Good run there for 10 yards, but he'll be short. Ball ran out of bounds, and it looks like it'll be 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3.
3rd and a couple, yeah.
Line marker is not moved yet, though. Now he's trying to move on the top side. He was back where the play began at.
Just waiting to be sure. You never know.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think they actually need to consider doing is making the guys on the chain gang paid people and not some volunteer from the stands. That and the official play clock are huge.
Yep.
And not to have folks that are sanctioned, that might be something that they can look at in the future. Javante Holmes, though, will put things in his own hands, and that 3rd down play will turn into 1st down. We'll take it down to about the 27.
Getting back to the chain gang, I've often been advocating for robots, just droids like Star Wars. Get them those opportunities, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah,
that's gonna be your best move.
Too many, I would say decades, but too many years off.
It will be a thing someday. I'm pretty confident. Just some little R2D2s out there.
Yeah, I mean, and actually it could be automated, and from the transportation industry, I dabble in. That's something that they can put on some batteries, and that sucker's going up and down the sideline. Be real interesting on some 1st downs or 3rd downs when they need to go out and measure. That'd be sweet to have a little.
Yeah, just scoot them out there. Scoot them out there.
3:25 on the clock now. Big tackle for the Eagles. Backfield by number 40, bringing Holmes down for a 2-yard loss. And timeout for the Eagles. And 3:17 on the game clock. I know I think Coach Smith is really looking up at us and saying, I want to give you guys some time to decide who's that key player of the game.
I think, yeah, that's very kind. It also gives us a moment to thank everybody that makes this broadcast possible. Just an incredible crew out here tonight, as we always have. On camera, we've got Mo El Masri as well as Katsumi Nagai up getting everything going on up there. Audio replays, Jackson Gorlin. Director, obviously, Rob Cross. Who else could it possibly be? I'm Nick Wisniewski. Kevin Bryant with you as well. Thank you for tuning in and just seeing all this hard work that goes into these broadcasts for Game of the Week.
And if you're watching the game on YouTube, do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. You'll get notifications when we load new games. We actually started something new this year where we're doing a throwback game of the week on Thursdays prior to our Friday game of the week. So you can watch games from the past. You can leave us comments in the field about games you'd actually would like to watch in the future as well.
Yeah, I love that. It's a great idea. A day or two before Friday Night Lights, you get jazzed up by seeing some of the old games. 100%.
Yeah, you get to see some of the old players that you used to root for or root against. And I believe next week we're going to be doing the Saline Pioneer game.
Sounds
from,
like a winner.
2016.
I believe I called that one.
Man, actually, we went back 10 years on that one for 2012. Boy, Doing a little slip and slide out there is Kalen Wong. Yeah, and he might be a baseball player too. That was
not bad.
Picture perfect slide, man.
Third down, Pioneers.
You know, nowadays you don't have fields that get all chewed up and mucked up at the end of the year. These guys are playing on flat, nice surfaces. It also helps out the person that washes these uniforms, because you're not getting any kind of stains out of any kind.
We need that new, really expensive turf so we can save long-term on Tide.
Tide.
That's right.
The cost of Tide. Inflation. You know. Bonasso on the carry. He's going to get bottled up after no gain on the play. That'll bring up a 4th and 6 from the 25-yard line. 4th and 7 from the 25. Odd that the clock stopped, though. It usually...
There we go. Now she's moving again.
Actually, there was a timeout by Pioneer on the play. So...
Yeah, I think that was near sideline. I think that's a Skyline timeout.
Yeah, and
Pioneer will take it.
You can see if our camera guy goes down to the midfield, Coach Smith was upset on and they're wanting to get 5 seconds back put on the clock because, of course, 5 seconds is a huge difference in this game. It's critical. What the?
You know, you treat every situation like it matters, right? Isn't that kind of the idea? Is you don't want to concede anything. You don't want to cede yards. You don't want to cede games. You definitely don't want to concede even time at this point. It's just everything matters. Everything is important, and they're playing this game as if, you know, they're in the state playoffs. And that's fine, right? Like you're trying to keep that mentality strong. They're trying, you know. One thing that these new coaches are trying to do is play 48 minutes, right?
Full 48 minutes.
The whole idea is I'm going to coach 48 minutes too.
Yeah.
So you lead by example there, and I think that's possibly the thought process.
But to a rebuttal to that is it's third down. So you're going to have another player as a 4th down. It's 4th down, so that's why they call it, so they want to get their offense back out there. I was looking at the scoreboard thinking, why are they calling a timeout on 3rd down knowing that the offense will have another play? But now we have a 4th down. They're going to go for it. Pioneers Wong, they'll take the pass. The snap, they'll look in the end zone, and that ball is hauled in for the score.
Cullen Wellman on the catch on that one, I believe. And Wong just kind of chucked that up there like, hey, let's see what happens here. And Wellman did a great job of coming back to that, getting low, getting underneath of that.
There's a lot of contact out there from both players, and Wellman at the end just saw the ball and the defender didn't. But now you're starting to think, man, you took the timeout and you didn't put your players in the right position, possibly because Wellman was behind the defender.
Well, and you let Pioneer draw that play up, which was pretty nice. I mean, they had players spread out, and like you mentioned, they did have the single coverage on it, so they got what they wanted out of it.
Well, now we'll have Bonasso try to take it in for 2. And the ball will go down. You don't recover extra point try, guys. That means the play is dead. They didn't get into the end zone on that last play. I thought they had got into the end zone on the catch. They marked him down short. Again, I fall victim. My apologies.
Too many lines.
Extra lines on the field. So that will be a turnover for the Eagles.
And now the Eagles, I mean, they've got a long field to look at, but they've got a minute 34 to try to do a little something here.
So we'll see Wong take the snap, pitch over, and ball came out. Man, that ball came out kind of late, but you really couldn't tell when it started to move.
Yeah,
so we don't have replay yet in high school, and so we won't be checking out the.
It sure seems like it's out right there before both knees went down. You know, his torso was down, but his knees were still up, and yeah, that ball popped out.
So now it looks like there was a movement before the play started on the Eagles. We'll see if that is the case.
And you can see the purple gang up in that upper corner. They are
They've moved out of the
excited.
bleachers,
They
right?
are happy that they've got one of these under their belts. They can bask in the glow of a dub. And this is what you like, right? Like these kids
That's Friday
stayed
Night
to
Lights.
the end.
Yeah,
They
that's
stayed
Friday
to the
night.
very end. They stayed for 48 minutes because they wanted to share this with their classmates, with these team that they love to come out and see, this team that they support.
They want to rush the field, it kind of looks like, don't they? They got that push. I see Andre Coswell out there, the new AD, in the white shirt, and one security guard. Like you're going to hold off all those people. Well, Skyline takes the snap, ball downfield, and that ball is going to be unfortunately picked off by Craig.
And that will probably do it here for the Pioneers. First W for Coach Kelvin Griggs and his team is something to build on.
Yeah, a lot of hard work has been put into this, and let's see this last pickoff here. Long throw, too, but into coverage. That guy was not open, and a lot of times when you get younger players in, they program in their head. I've seen it on the sidelines. This play may be open.
Yeah. No, you're right. It just underthrown, and Craig was Johnny on the spot on that one.
So now for the Pioneers with only 1:26 on the clock, and the clock is moving on the turnover. They're in my favorite position of football.
The victory position.
Oh, I love it. That means you've done your work. We don't need to take 4 downs here. 2 snaps will do it. One knee, set it, wait for that play to get close to 25 seconds. And once you get to 25 seconds, that's all she wrote because not another play is needed. So that play will be down. No gain on the play for Wong as they patiently wait to celebrate this big victory for the Pioneers. Take a look, and that student section is primed to run out on the field. You can see all of our social media on the bottom of the screen. And that will probably do it for the game, folks. Now Coach Smith is getting his squad to get to the center of the field and do the customary good job handshake. Pioneer will come away with their first win of the Calvin Griggs era by beating Skyline 41-25. We're going to take a quick, oh, there they go. I said they were primed. I knew they might do it. The rushing of the field by the students, and they are out, and they put a stake right in the middle of the Eagle. That's going to leave some memories, folks. We will take a quick break and come right back with Nick as he finds the player of the game in all of that madness. Hey folks, I hope you like what you're watching, and if you do, hit that little like button and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at A2CTN Sports.
And here we are down on the field, post-game, Kalen Wong, key player of the game. Tell me what you're feeling getting this first W here.
It's amazing. We've been working so hard all this offseason, the team, bonding. It's great. It's a great feeling.
And tell me about getting that first early score. How did that help you guys get that momentum moving forward?
It was great. This was the first game we started on offense. Always started on defense. It was great getting the lead, getting the defense out there with some momentum, and that let them do their thing.
And now, what are you thinking when you go back in there with your teammates, your brand new coach? What are you going to say, and what are the feelings going through?
It's just pure enjoyment, all the hard work. It's just paying off. Finally, hope to keep this win streak alive and finish the season well.
Absolutely. You guys have got something to build on here. It's been a lot of fun watching you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Back to you, Kevin.
And that will do it from here as the Eagles drop their 4th game of the year. Pioneers, though, they come away with their first dub of the season. Kalen Wong, our key player of the game. So for Nick Wisniewski, I'm Kevin Bryant. We'll see you here next time on the CTN Sports Game of the Week.